if you go through your life and you're never compelled to do something, then you deserve another turn. I was compelled to do that treasure story. I was compelled to go to Vietnam. I just felt like I had to volunteer. I had 2 young daughters and a wife at home. I mean, for a year, what do you pay? What do they pay? But I felt compelled to do that. And I tell, when you really fall in love, you're compelled to marry that woman. Yeah. But I don't know. I haven't been compelled to do very many things, but I was compelled to do that treasure thing. I thought about it a lot. I fabricated that book like an architect would draw drawings, but it looks like a very clever person wrote that book. Some of the things that are said in that, but that book was crafted. I mean, that's not a 15-minute thing. It looks like it.
Everything that you need to know to find the treasure is in that poem.
There are 9 clues in that poem. And you can go, if you can figure out the clues, it's not easy. Because if it was easy, anybody could do it. And I didn't want that. But a guy that sits down and, you know what we don't do today is think. We skip along the surface instead of diving under the water. Mm-hmm. And a person that's willing to sit down and think with a cup of coffee and turn the phone off and chase the kids out, you can figure that thing out. And the person that can do that it may find that chest. Always been somewhere in my past, my ancestors, there was a pirate. I love treasures. I love to find things. There's the thrill of the chase. You know, you can't sum it up better than that. There's a thrill in doing it. That's what gold mining is all about. That's what arrowhead hunting is all about. And as of this morning, I've responded to like 2,650 something emails. How many writers do you know that put their email address in the front of their book? I may be the only one. I hold a world's record for doing that. And so these people send me emails, and you know, I've had 12 or 1,500 emails from guys that say, Mr. Fenn, we know we're not going to find the treasure, but I want to thank you for getting me and my kids off the couch and out into the countryside. And you asked me why I wrote the book? I mean, I could give you 100 reasons. That's 2 or 3 right there. I wonder if, and I said in the book, the Rosetta Stone was 2,000 years before somebody found it. And I said in my book, don't you know the guy that carved that thing is proud of himself? So if nobody finds my treasure for 2,000 years, that's okay with me. I've made all of these bells, ding-a-ling, and around the outside of them I've said things, imagination is more important than knowledge. Quoting Einstein, one bell says, if you should ever think of me 1,000 years from now, please ring my bell so I will know. I thought that was clever. And 10,000 years from now, when the Chinese have moved over here, somebody's going to dig up that bell, and they're going to say, good Lord, who is this guy Fenn? I mean, it's dated, and it has my signature on it. They can Google me. They're going to know who Forrest Fenn is because of my books, and they're going to say, yeah, Forrest. There's a thrill in that. I mean, and I worked on this poem for 15 years. Every noun I looked up in the dictionary to see exactly what the meaning was. This is not something that happened overnight. When you read it, you think, Forrest wrote that thing in 3 minutes. That's not true. I worked on it for 15 years. I thought I was going to die. They told me I was going to die with cancer. And so, after all those emotions sinked in and passed by, I asked myself, who says that I can't take it with me? And so that you can see how these things come around. Of course I can affect the future. I cast a number of bells I've hit in jars that have my autobiography in them. I've buried them way out in the desert. I couldn't even go back myself to the mountain places where I buried those bells in jars with screw-on lids and made out of bronze, and I made all of them myself. And sometime, a couple of 100 years or 1,000 years from now, somebody's going to be digging in the mountains, in the Rocky Mountains, and they're going to come across one of my bells that they have sayings on them. All of them do in raised letters, and they're dated, and they have my name on them. And 500 years from now, when somebody finds one of the things, I say, God, this guy Forrest Fenn made this thing in 2004. Look at this. Who says I can't affect the future? Don't tell me I can't do these things. Well, I spent 15 years collecting that stuff, and you find gold nuggets at gun shows, at arrowhead shows, in antique shops, different places. The gold coins. It took me a long time to get gold, 265 gold coins. Some of those gold coins are from the Middle East, and they're dated in the 1500s. So I wanted a collection that was not only visual, but it was valuable enough to want people to put some gas in the pickup truck and go out there and look for it. When I was diagnosed with terminal cancer in 1988, when the novelty of that wore off, took about 2 weeks, I decided that if I've got to go, I am going to take it with me. So I got this beautiful treasure chest, and I started filling it with things. It's not easy to find gold. I'd go to gun shows and Indian shows and arrowhead shows, and there's gold nuggets over there, and I'd buy them and put them in this treasure chest. There are hundreds and hundreds, I hope I'm not exaggerating, of gold nuggets in that treasure chest. 2 of them are as big as a chicken egg, weigh more than a troy pound each. And then there are some that weigh half a pound, a third of a pound, or 25 grams or whatever. I mean, I got a list of all that stuff. There are 265 gold coins. Most of them are American eagles and double eagles. There's a few $1 gold coins. Can you imagine a $1 gold coin? You can hardly see it. It's so small. It's like 3/8 of an inch. But there's some of those in things. There are some Middle Eastern gold coins that are dated in the 1400s. I mean, I collected all any time I could find something like that. I bought it and put it in a treasure chest. There's lots of gems in there. There's some pre-Columbian gold, gold bracelets, and I wanted it to be visual enough to strike somebody's fancy, somebody to tell themselves, yeah, I'm going to go look for this. And I wanted it to be valuable enough for the same reason. And when somebody finds that treasure chest and puts it on their lap and raises the lid, I would like to be there with the camera to record their expressions. And I think they're either going to faint, or they're going to start laughing, or they're going to say, oh my, I kept my treasure chest in my vault here. And I showed it to hundreds of people that came to see me. Every one of them had the same reaction. It's astounding to the point of being atrocious almost. I don't know what that word means, but I think it fits the situation of this guy thinking they're either going to faint, or they're going to start laughing, or they're going to say, oh my, I kept my treasure chest in my vault here. And I showed it to hundreds of people that came to see me. Every one of them had the same reaction. It's astounding to the point of being atrocious almost. I don't know what that word means, but I think it fits the situation of this guy, I think, in Wisconsin that has duplicated my treasure chest. Have you seen that? No. He's casting it in bronze. It's a 25-minute video exactly how he casts it. And I sent him an email last night asking him to make me one. Won't he charge me to make me one? He has them old. And he's a pretty good artist, and it looked just like my treasure chest. Same size. And he goes through the entire process of casting that thing from making the mold all the way up.
What's he going to do with them?
Huh?
What's he going to do with them?
I don't know, but I'll ask him.
He must be, at least I guess he's
Well,
going to...
he's an artist. He has a professional foundry, and I'm sure it's a commodity to him. And I'm going to buy one if I can afford it. I made some arrangements, and I said I found that chest, and when I found that beautiful chest, that was the catalyst, because it was so beautiful, and I said that's.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am David Woodard. I am the solver of Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt, and I'm here to tell you the thrill of Disgrace. Shiloh Old, Forrest Fenn's grandson, learned about that treasure chest and dug it up from the guy who really solved the treasure hunt. Now, a brief description of that story. That's pretty amazing, right? You would think, no, that can't happen. There's no way that Shiloh Old would do that. But the information you just saw from one of the videos that K-Pro and Kyle Lazar's just put out, another payoff for all the work they do, as you've seen in this video and other videos. You know, folks, most of the people in the Fenn community, the vloggers, can say whatever they want. Greg can say whatever he wants, doesn't get in trouble. Shy Guy can say whatever he wants, doesn't get in trouble. The Fenn Phantom, Josh Jordan, myself, all of us talk shit about the ending of the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt and the family. But the rest of the people that talk shit about the ending of the treasure hunt, they have no idea why it ended the way it did. They're all confused. Every single one of them. There's only like 2 people alive right now. Actually, I'll give you an analogy of Forrest Fenn's own hint. Okay, folks? 2 people can keep a secret if one of them is dead. Now, I've already answered that in my videos, but to use it in this situation, I will. 3 people can keep a secret if one of them is dead, right? So, what's happened here is Forrest Fenn has passed away. Forrest Fenn created a secret in his treasure hunt that everybody was supposed to find in the books, okay? You can find the treasure location with the poem. Only the poem. It leads you directly to the treasure. Actually, the first clue. If you figure out the first clue correctly, it leads you directly to the treasure if you've done it right. And I did, folks. I pulled right up in front of that treasure final location on my very first trip. And that's the ha-ha-ha moment, folks. Because I drove up to that treasure location, and then I went out to the wilderness looking for the treasure, for the other clues. So this isn't one afternoon and you're going to solve the whole thing. This took me about 6 years to solve and realize what really happened. So what happened? I'll tell you in a second. 3 people can keep a secret if one of them is dead. Forrest Fenn had his secret. He's gone now. Whether it was something for motive for murder, or whether it was passing away gently in front of his family, who knows? That's going to come out. All of this information is going to come out. And I will make history, folks. If you don't know that yet, I will make history. So, now there's 2 people keeping Forrest Fenn's secret. The actual true solver, correct? The guy who solved this thing. The guy Forrest Fenn said was the man from back east. motive for murder of Forrest Fenn. Now, I'm not saying he was murdered. I can't prove that. But the investigation that this goes into will prove whether or not Forrest Fenn was murdered by the pictures, by the ambulance report, by the police report, all of them that were doctored up, folks, just by the way, so you know, somehow. And what's happened is, Forrest Fenn's secret has been hidden from the public. Forrest Fenn's secret was the grave marker that he created from the dedication that he wanted to make to the French soldier in Vietnam. Not Jack Stuef from the Midwest. It's a guy from back east. And if you've listened to anything past June 7, 2020, it's all fraudulent information that's been submitted to cover up the conspiracy to commit fraud. And there's been more and more and more people joining because that person committing fraud is Shiloh Old. The solver knows the actual solve. Forrest Fenn knows the actual solve. And Shiloh Old knew the actual solve. That's why there's a big, screw up on that the family wants to sell the solve to a certain individual, the right individual. So, folks, they don't have a solve for 9 Mile Hole. They don't have a solve for anywhere. I've guaranteed that. I have proven that. And what's going to happen here now is Shiloh and the solver are the only two people keeping Forrest Fenn's secret now. Now, everybody thinks that Shiloh, they already know Jack is a fraud. He's a face man. He's a cover-up. He's a piece of shit that stepped forward to say that he found the treasure. Now, folks, right there, it's fraud because Jack stepped forward for somebody else. They're trying to hide somebody else. That hiding, the person's not hiding behind Shiloh, folks. The person is hiding from Shiloh right in front of him. And you folks don't see him, which is me. Okay? I'm the guy that stepped forward to say, folks, this is wrong. Forrest Fenn was stabbed in the back by his own family. Now, I'm the only one that has called out That's in my videos. And then his secret where is Palisade cell. I have all of the clues solved to prove this. I have no doubt, absolutely no doubt. And that's why I've called them out. I'm the only one that can call them out, and I am going to call them out. And this video right here, it's pretty much going to say everything that you need to know. I'm pretty much all done giving them information of what I'm doing, of what I'm going to be doing. But I've been advised by my lawyer not to make any more videos. But I have to, folks, because I'm the guy that solved it. And you folks, you need to know what really happened. So I took that under advisement and I thought, you know what? I need to get this information out. And my family highly advised me not to make any more videos because I'm going to get in trouble. You know what, folks? I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm the guy that fucking solved this thing. I can't get in trouble. I'm just putting out true information and they're trying to block it. They've tried to block it for 3 years. They have all of the false, fraudulent, perjury, documentation, And it's proven. And I just put a comment. I'm going to give you folks a little bit of rundown of why it's fraud and how this is all transpired. And you've seen it. You've seen this go right along. All of a sudden, they announce possibly. They never give you anything factual, 100%. This is it. K-Pro and Calazars feeds you little bits of shitballs of information that Shiloh and Zoe and Carl, Summer and Cynthia have made up to try to fool everybody. So that's what you're getting. You're getting this 9 Mile Hole stuff. Now, look at it this way. They had pictures of the treasure chest at 9 Mile Hole, correct? Supposedly. But those pictures, Rudy went there and found the log, right? He found the log that was right over the treasure chest. Now that's a physical, 100% geographical, positive ID of where the treasure chest was located, correct? That would prove that it was in Wyoming at 9 Mile Hole. But then all of a sudden, somebody cuts the log out because they can't have that. Shiloh can't have something that says the treasure was somewhere where it really wasn't. Okay? That's why you saw all of a sudden the log is cut out. And I've got all the pictures to prove this, folks. And I'm sure many other of the bloggers who really want the truth have this information too. So that's what happened. The log was cut out, so there's no identification mark where that spot was to say Jack Stuef found it there. Jack Stuef won't announce that it was at 9 Mile Hole. Shiloh won't announce that it was at 9 Mile Hole. Now the proof that we had that it was 9 Mile Hole is gone because they cut the log out. Okay? Because they cannot say it was somewhere else when they know that I have the solve that I've given out at Palisade Sill. And folks, when you start looking back into my videos, and this is the thing, I'm not going to get in trouble. I have no fucking doubt I'm not going to get in trouble for whatever I say because I'm not slandering. I am accusing. Oh yeah, I'm accusing. I'm telling you right now, I've already called the Attorney General in Santa Fe, New Mexico, to advise them to get ready for a shitstorm that's coming. Because I've asked the family in my videos, because I know they won't respond to me. Anyways, they don't respond to anybody. They let all the shit fly and all the discord and all the confusion between the Fenn community. And folks, there's not a lot of folks in the Fenn community. We had 500,000 searchers, but there's so little amount of people that really care. And the people that do really care believe that it was themselves that solved the treasure hunt. So they're not listening to me. I don't care. Those folks, I've already asked them. They do not believe that it wasn't them because they know it wasn't Jack. They know Shiloh and something screwed up, but they're blaming Forrest Fenn. Forrest Fenn was innocent in this whole fucking thing. And I've already proven that, but they don't want to watch that. They don't want to pay attention. They just blame Forrest Fenn for this and that. Everything after June 7th, 2020 was not Forrest Fenn. When Forrest Fenn never announced Jack. He wouldn't acknowledge him. He finally found out what Shiloh did and probably tried to beat the shit out of him. So that's my own opinion. I feel that Forrest Fenn finally went up against Shiloh and said, now I know completely what you fucking did to me. And there was an altercation. Now, again, that's speculation. Why Forrest Fenn had a puncture wound in his head and wounds on his shoulders and wounds on his chest and wounds on his legs, trying to beat the shit out of this son of a bitch who fucking stole the treasure chest from the actual guy who solved it back in July 2019. Now, folks, you've already been told under oath that the treasure chest was found June 5th, 2020. But for some reason, now Shiloh's putting this all on Jack. Jack is going to go down. Jack is going to go to jail because he has NDAs. He doesn't want to speak up for the truth with Forrest Fenn. He wants to stick with Shiloh. He's sticking with Shiloh on his story that Jack Stuef found the treasure chest in September of 2019 now. Right? So that makes everything in June of 2020 fraudulent. Now, if you can't fathom one lie leads into multiple lies, then you should stop watching this right now. But they've already lied about the place it was. And then they cut out the log because they couldn't have identification of a specific place that lined up perfectly with that treasure chest sitting in the pre-dug hole. If you look at the pictures, folks, you see there was a pre-dug hole with the roots sticking out and then dirt filled back in. And the chest was set in the hole and then filled back in, but the dig marks around it show a previous hole with a, and those dates on the metadata for those pictures are going to show about a year later, folks. I guarantee it. But the reason I got them by the balls is the original picture that was sent to Forrest Fenn on June 5th. The anonymous picture, no inclusion of Jack. The anonymous picture that went to Forrest Fenn, and Forrest said, "Oh my God, it's been found. I know it's the guy back east. It's got to be, even though it's a different address that came to me or no address or whatever. It was anonymous." But Shiloh fucked up. Shiloh fucked up because Michael Sexton passed away March of 2020. So Shiloh got in his brilliant head that he needed to cover his ass and have Forrest Fenn shut the treasure hunt down, like Forrest Fenn wanted to do in December, folks. You've seen that information. Forrest Fenn wanted to shut the treasure hunt down because he knew that I already found the location. He didn't know whether or not I dug it up. My guess is, and again, this is speculation, he asked Shiloh to go check on it. Shiloh went to check on it and found it. That is the thrill of Disgrace. Shiloh kept the fucking treasure chest, folks. He kept the fucking treasure chest, said the emerald ring was missing. But now all of a sudden the emerald ring is in Mommy's hands. And the bracelet is in Cynthia's hands because Cynthia helped with the fraud. She helped come up with some alternative ending. And you've seen that in the videos, right, folks? Earlier in this video, you saw Calazars and Gapro. Oh, 9 Mile Hole, an alternate ending. Folks, this is all bullshit. And I know that they're blocking me from getting like really amazing comments from the beautiful, creative people out there that love comic books. Those people that are the comic book nerds, like when you start looking into comic books and Forrest Fenn, you will see, as I've showed you in this video earlier. I just took like 10 minutes of Calazar's video of Forrest Fenn and showed you how all of these things that Forrest Fenn is giving for information. This is a man that absolutely loved comic books and told you in his third book about how he loved the funny books. And they weren't really funny, but they were later called comic books. Forrest Fenn loved his comic books. He loved Superman. He has all the innuendos of Superman, which is probably 500 Superman connections in his books that I've pulled out. Watch my videos, you'll see that. Folks, this is going to go down in history as the biggest fucking fraudulent treasure hunt in our lifetime. And they are going down for fraud. I have no fucking doubt. Absolutely, they're going down for fraud. Whether or not I survive my cancer, or whether or not they try to like extend this to go on forever and ever, there's going to be, I gotta let you know this. I want my $10 million for all of my pain and suffering, for finding that treasure chest location, keeping the secret between me and Forrest. Forrest didn't keep the secret. He told Shiloh. So now you have the three people who are keeping the secret. Forrest Fenn was taken out somehow. My opinion. Look at the facts. I believe it was by Shiloh. Opinion. Right? I can't actually say Shiloh murdered Forrest Fenn. I can't say that. But I tell you right now, he had fucking absolute 100% motive. Now, I pushed them for 3 years for them to take me to court. They already know that they're going to lose in court. No matter what happens when the judge looks at the evidence that I have and nothing lines up for what they have in clues or in location or in dates or pictures. Folks, they've already come out. They're changing everything, and they don't want to give out the solve because they don't have the solve in Wyoming. They have a solve at Palisade Cell, New Mexico. Now that I've given out all of the information, folks, I still find clues. I've just showed you a couple more clues I found at the beginning of this. Atrocious is a comic book villain, and it's beautiful. Forrest Fenn was fucking amazing for what he built here. So that's what his legacy has been flushed down the toilet by Shiloh Old, by Jack Stuef, by Cynthia Meacham, by his own daughter, Zoe, protecting. And that's what happened, folks. I asked way back, if you look at my videos, I told Shiloh, it's time to ask the parents to help you. And I believe he finally fucking did. And Zoe came in, not to help him straighten it out or fix the problem. She tried to cover it with him. She tried to fucking put in false documentation with Shiloh and with Kyle Summer. And again, Kyle Summer they will not respond to my court, me calling them to court. All right? They won't come to court when I schedule a hearing. All it is a hearing, guys. All you have to do is come to court. All you have to do is call the Attorney General and let the Attorney General know, hey, we want to sit down and discuss this with Dave. But because it will make them look guilty. Not doing anything makes them look guilty. They are fucking guilty. I tell you right now. They're fucking guilty beyond sin. And I feel bad because Forrest Fenn's legacy has gotten shit on from all of these other vloggers that don't have a fucking clue that I've asked. And they don't want to join. They're doing their own thing. So I'm the only one that's going to go down in history as Forrest Fenn's superhero. His last superhero in his book. Because his stories, I've already pulled out how he folks, you heard it in the video. It took him 15 years to create this. He went through every single word in that poem, every single noun, looked up the definition. And I have that solved. I have it precisely to bring you to Palisade Cell. The first clue pinpoints Palisade Cell, along with Superman innuendos. The second clue, third, fourth, fifth, is the map. Begin it. Take it. All of it is the map. And then you know it's the map because after you've found the blaze, that's it. Number 6 is if you've been wise. If you've been wise and you figured out the fucking map and the location from the first clue, that's what it does. The first clue pinpoints Palisade Cell. The map takes you somewhere else to areas that he loved, which is Agua Fria Peak. Warm waters halt where cold waters peak. That's your fucking where warm waters halt. And take it in the canyon down, not far, but too far to walk. That Too Far to Walk is a Vietnam War memorial in Too Far to Walk book, which you walk by, or you don't walk by because it's too far to walk. But that's the connection for the war memorial on Route 64. 64 is in the books. So all of the clues that I've found and lined up, put in below the home of Brown, which is Eagle's Nest. He said that where warm waters halt is not a dam, but it doesn't mean that put in below the home of Brown isn't a dam. There's Eagle's Nest Dam right there, but it's Eagle's Nest. When you pull it up on Google, from Eagle's Nest, which is the same thing at Santa Fe, Eagle's Nest historical marker. This is beautiful, folks. I just recently found the 8.25 miles north of Santa Fe because Santa Fe has a Eagle's Nest historical marker at the same precise spot. So, what Forrest Fenn said in reality is more than 8.25 miles from Eagle's Nest. From Eagle's Nest to Palisade Cell, it's 8.3 miles, folks. I've got every single fucking clue, quote, and hint But there's so many more innuendos about comic books that I don't have out of the books. And the folks that are into comic books, you will find amazing comic book connections. I found Who's Who. I found Onslaught. I found Philadelphia Caper, which is Superman getting grounded in Philadelphia. That's a fucking beautiful one. I found, there's so many. This is going to go down in history. When somebody looks at it complete, which is hard to do because, folks, it was 15 years it took them to create this. I've only searched through this for 3 years, finding clue after evidence, after geographical evidence, from Clear Creek down to Palisade Hill, 2 miles distance. He said it's clear down to the cemetery, 2 miles distance. Every single fucking geographical location. I have at least 3. Eagle's Nest to Palisade Hill, 8.3. More than 8.25. I have the Clear Creek down to Palisade Hill, clear down to the cemetery, 2 miles distance. It's exactly 2 miles. In my videos, you can see. You may pull it up now. It may show a little bit different. But Palisade Hill from 10 years ago is forever changing. Like Forrest Fenn said, the area is always changing because that Palisade is made from intrusive igneous rock, which is very important in the book. When he explains Flywater, his favorite spot, his secret spot, which is Flywater, which is Palisade Hill. That is ever changing. So it's 1.9 now. So it's growing. So I have it from back years ago at 2 miles distance. So all the geographical, I even have other ones. I'm not even going to bring it up. But I have every fucking thing solved, folks. Everything. And they know it. And they can't go to court against me. So what they're doing is just sitting back, buying time to try to wait until I die. But I tell you right now, I still got a lot of fucking life left in this body at 59 years old that I'm ready to fight them. And I will fight them. Even if I'm down there doing chemo treatments in the morning, and then, even if I'm down there doing my radiation treatments coming up, somewhere I can do my radiation treatments down there, and then go to court in the afternoon. Because I will see them in court. Now, they can take me to court. I've been begging them to take me to court for slander. But they know that won't work. So, what's going to happen here, folks? We're going to find out. Because I've been advised by my lawyer not to tell you what's going on. But my family is worried that I'm going to get in trouble. You guys don't have to worry. I am not going to get in trouble. I didn't fucking do anything wrong. Just because I spurred out shit and I don't like who I was in the 200 plus videos, folks. Forrest Fenn told us something. I'll put it in the video right here. Okay.
You know, as long as they say, as long as someone remembers us and says a prayer for us, we live that long. But that's just a couple of generations.
People, your listeners will say, well, some of them will say, well, you know, I don't have anything to leave behind, but they do. They need to write their memoirs, even if they write it out in pencil and paper. Send it to the Library of Congress, date it, and sign your name, and put everything you know about yourself in that. Because 100 or 500 years from now, that's going to be an important document.
So, now, Forrest Fenn said to make your memoirs. Folks, I made my memoirs. But I made them in video form. In explaining how the treasure hunt worked. Why I got screwed over. Who fucked me over? Who fucked Forrest Fenn over? Who fucked every single one of us over by stealing that treasure chest from Palisade Hill and saying it was in Wyoming at 9 Mile Hole. So I was angry. My 200 plus videos are of me angry. And I don't like who I was. I have some great videos, don't get me wrong. And there are some that you may not understand because the depth that I went into Forrest Fenn's mind to pull these out of the clues in his quotes, in his hints, in his clues, in his books that are sprinkled throughout his books. There's so many clues sprinkled throughout his books, folks. It's fucking amazing of comic book connections. And the comic book enthusiasts, the comic book lovers out there will see that. Apparently the vloggers are not comic book enthusiasts. It's too bad because Kyle Lazar's and K-Pro, if they've really, like, I'm sure they found some comic books inside of a storage unit. But I can tell you right now, folks, I believe 100%. I can't prove it yet, but I can, because everything that Forrest Fenn had for proof for the comic books that were in his vault that Shiloh gave to K-Pro and Kyle Lazar's, probably the number one. I don't know if there was Superman or not, but there was a Superman comic book number 1 anonymously sold in 2022. Right now, that looks fishy right there. The buyers wanted to remain anonymous. The sellers wanted to remain anonymous. Why is that? Because they got fucking huge money for that Superman 1 number comic that was in Forrest Fenn's vault for me. Folks, when you look into my videos, you'll see that Forrest Fenn felt like he was Superman. He was Peggy's Superman. And he was also a fan of Captain America because Captain America went through time to be with Peggy, to spend the rest of his life. And Forrest Fenn says that in the end of, I believe it's Flywater, where he says, Peggy is there waiting for me. I went through space and time to be with Peggy. Just like fucking Captain America. It's brilliant the way he pulled in all of these comic book stories and innuendos and infused them in his stories. That's what this treasure hunt is about.
Want a candy bar? No. Look, I got a baby Ruth, sir. And now, final prize, this baby. I'm gonna throw it to you, okay? Jeez, mister, you're even hungrier.
Big dummy there. I'm not kidding you. You're a big dummy. Dummy. Listen to it, dummy. You dummy, you bigger dummy than my dummy. 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 Get lost, dummy. Look here, you big dummy. I got a dummy for a son. You asleep? No, dummy.
I look into the window of my mind. Reflections of the fears I know I've left behind. I step out of the ordinary. I can feel my soul ascending. I'm on my way, can't stop me now, and you can do the same, yeah. What have you done?
a man that was a fucking war hero, an amazing man who tried to do something wonderful and spent 15 years building all of these comic book connections into one treasure hunt. And he had to make 3 books over it. And there's so many Palisade cells. Folks, when you see everything together, you'll understand. Hopefully, if you can bear the angry Dave that's back then and watch my videos, you'll see all of these amazing fucking clues that Forrest Fenn created. It's a beautiful, beautiful creation. A 15-year creation. And also during that 15 years, he was collecting different gold nuggets, as he said. He was collecting diamonds, emeralds, rubies, rings, all of that stuff, all of it belongs to me. I'm the guy that solved Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. And I can tell you right now, all the stuff that they've done, I'm settling for $10 million because they took my treasure behind Forrest Fenn's back and then something horrible happened, but they lied about it. They lied about the location. If Shiloh said it was at Palisade Cell, that's why they tried to come up with the 2 different treasure chests, folks. Remember seeing that in the video earlier? They're trying to say that, there was 2 different treasure chests, 2 locations, so that they can say it was a Palisade Cell or that was the fake one. No, folks, that was the real location. That fake one is up in Wyoming. So, for some reason, Rudy or whoever bought the treasure chest doesn't have the real treasure chest. They have a fake one, and it's not even the one that this guy made from that Forrest Fenn talked about. It was another chest or whatever. Vanetti, I don't know. Who knows? They know because they've tried to cover fraud with all these different little stupid stories about different locations, about 2 different treasure chests, about the log disappearing, about the twig. You know, folks, I've shown in my videos the actual location where the treasure chest was, where Forrest Fenn's secret cross, his secret dedication grave marker for the French soldier in Vietnam, and every other war hero. All of the Mavericks, everything is there. All you need to do is investigate it. And if the Attorney General in New Mexico has not investigated it, and if Shiloh Old called the Attorney General and said, hey, I got some fucking weirdo, he won't leave me alone. Can we shut this down? And they don't investigate it. I've already put in 2 complaints. One for a hearing. I've already put in a complaint of fraud to the Attorney General's office. If they drop it, shame on them. Because the truth is coming out. And I can tell you right now, folks, I am not afraid to call any one of those motherfuckers out. Shiloh Old, Jack Stuef, Zoe Old, some Orm, that's another family member, that actually Brutal Truth, Greg, knows and has a bunch of information on. I only have harassing emails from back in 2021 from Doug Orm and others, Jack Stuef and Forrest Fenn's email. I have so much evidence against them, and I have the emails between Forrest Fenn and I at the ending of the treasure hunt. I knew that Forrest Fenn put that anonymous thing out. I thought he was just trying to end the treasure hunt, saying, you know what, it's been found by a guy from back east. And he sent the picture. So I just assumed that he did. He knew that I solved it. So he gave me kudos by saying it's a man from back east under a canopy of stars. Because Dancing with the Stars is what he used for this treasure hunt. Kent and Esther, Maverick, all of the fucking movie stars. It's beautiful when you see it. It is amazing fucking treasure hunt that's been shit on and lied about by all of them. And I'll keep going with the list. Carl Summer. I've called him out in a video. I called Sarah Davis. She lied. If there's so much. Well, I can't say she's lied. I don't know if Shiloh tried to contact her shortly after, but I can tell you right now there was nothing right away. So all of these people that have come forward to help Shiloh, they are going down for conspiracy to commit fraud. Josh Jordan, I don't like the way the guy comes forward on everything, but he's got a lot of good points. He just has no fucking clue on the ending. He thinks it's something from 2014, and he can't get it through his head that some other guy really solved it, and this Amber and whoever he needs to leave alone. Whatever, that's his business. But the rest of them, you would think that Shy Guy would go, maybe I didn't solve it, Shy Guy. And Greg, maybe it's not a secret garden. You need 9 clues fucking precisely to a spot. Think about that. And Forrest Fenn said, I made a poem containing 9 clues that, if followed precisely, will lead to the end of my rainbow, which is the fire pit, folks, where he cooked his rainbow trout. That's a fucking easy one. Anyways, will lead to the end of my rainbow and the treasure. Because after you find the blaze, there's more clues. Boots on the ground section. That's your boots on the ground section that leads down to the cross that Forrest Fenn created. The parking lot. Everybody says, oh, it's a fucking parking lot. Tarry Scant, folks. Bingo! Tarry. Covered with tar and scant. You walk across that little parking lot, marvel gaze. You're staring at a superhero and Aunt Esther, the homely girl, doppelganger, dedication to the French soldier. It's so fucking simple, but people don't want to listen, or they're being blocked, because I know there's some amazing people out there with brilliant minds, a hell of a lot more brilliant than mine, that can see this if they really looked into it. But apparently,
You're active again.
yes, I'm active. My heart's going. So, anyways, this is an amazing treasure hunt from an amazing hero, Forrest Fenn. Now, who is Forrest Fenn's heroes? At 8 years old, he has it in his books. He has, when I was 8 years old. When he was 8 years old, folks, Superman #1 came out. That's why he has that clue in there. And then, the Marvel gaze, this would make a marvelous movie for Marvel. The Who's Who is the definitive director of DC Comics. If you don't believe that Forrest Fenn loved comic books, rewind this and you can see a cowboy standing, a statue of a cowboy standing in the background in his shelf. Now, I don't know what that cowboy is, but there were so many cowboy characters in DC, in Marvel, in all of them, in all of the different Wild Bill Hickok. There's so many that he brings up, and he brings up. I don't even need to get into it. It's so fucking incredible. But as far as me getting in trouble, my family does not need to worry. I need to get this information out to the news of what really happened to a fucking great man that it seems like nobody, I can't believe that they blocked me from every single person. I believe they blocked me from the important people, and because I put other videos out on news agency platforms, and I get thumbs up. I get like hearts. I get thumbs up. People in those forums see it and they're like, wow, this is cool. But it never gets passed on. It never moves forward into saying what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that brilliant reporter that goes, I'm going to give this guy a chance. And I'm going to fucking try to, if this is true, I'm going to be the one that makes fucking history of blowing this treasure hunt, fraudulent, conspiracy, scandal wide open. Because I can tell you right now, the person that does, you are going to go down in history. Your name is going to go in the history books as the guy, the lady, the person who came forward and finally put this information out in the news. I tried to get a hold of Bob Ward. He's one of the best investigators in Boston. Bob Ward doesn't want to get involved. He believes because what information came from Shiloh, the fraudulent information about Wyoming, Shiloh coming forward, not Forrest Fenn, Shiloh coming forward, saying we back Jack 100%. He found the treasure. He's the guy. He's found it in Wyoming in this fake court document that I made. So no news agency wants to even waste the time with some little guy that's a pain in the ass, that's a loudmouth, that nobody likes because I don't even like me back in those other videos. That's not the real me, folks. The real me, oh, I'm a fucking nice guy. And I can tell you right now, I've thought so many times, I've thought many, many, many times, I'm like, Forrest Fenn wouldn't want me doing this to his family. No, he wouldn't. But he didn't want his family doing what they did to him. So that's where the difference is. He didn't expect what they did to him and what they did to me. And Forrest Fenn was a fighter. I can tell you right now, Forrest Fenn, the folks that knew him at the end, that's the problem, folks. The folks that knew him at the end have all signed non-disclosure agreements. And they can't speak up. They know. They absolutely know that Shiloh Old fucking screwed everybody over, and Shiloh Old and Kyle Summer have made them all sign non-disclosure agreements. Whether it's getting paid off by it, which they're going to be in trouble for, or those people that have signed those non-disclosure agreements. All of you, this is where you either step up. I know I've said it before, but I can tell you right now, this is going to go to court. And non-disclosure agreement or not, if you know there's fraud that's gone on, which you do, step forward. Call the Attorney General in New Mexico. And you better fucking start now, because I can tell you right now, I'm getting pissed off enough, and I don't have the time to fuck around afterwards making some agreements. I'm just going to say, take them fucking all down, because I'm tired of it. And I don't like being that way. I really don't. And I've reached out. I've reached out with compassion to every fucking one of the vloggers that have signed non-disclosure. Because if you notice, the Forrest Fenn people, the Forrest Fenn vloggers, they're disappearing. They're disappearing, right? And if they want to talk Fenn, I'm the fucking expert on Fenn. Don't even go to any of the other vloggers. That sounds cocky because I solved the fucking thing. That's why. I'm cocky. I know I solved it. And I'm letting everybody know that I am the guy that is going to go to court against Shiloh Old, Jack Stuef, Cynthia Meacham, Carl Summer, Dan Barbarisi probably. There will be a fucking huge investigation on every single one of them. K-Pro and Kyle Lazar's. How many people got fucking 18 coins? How many people got 18 coins? I mean, they've been busting their balls to put out the information for Shiloh, the fraudulent information that they can't even fucking guarantee. They can't even, nothing is set in stone. But every single video, Kyle Lazar, Mike, oh, I know that's Wyoming. That's absolutely, I can guarantee it. Oh, that fucking, they have buried themselves. They have buried themselves so fucking deep. Showing your payoff money. But folks, again, the actual emerald ring that disappeared, right? From the very beginning. Mommy ends up with it, right? Come on. And I don't even know if I finished saying it. But Shiloh, when I told you to bring in your adults to fucking straighten things out, it wasn't to help cover fraud. Okay, but that's what happened. You brought Mommy in. Mommy said, we got to talk to Carl. We got to cover this. I only want the ring. Give everything else to everybody else in the family to harass Dave. Right? James McQuaid. Robert McQuaid. The Boob Twins. Those guys? Shiloh, he said he had nothing. He doesn't even know you, but you're friends on LinkedIn. I have all that information. I have all of that. I have all the information of what you were trying to come up with a fake solve with Robert from years ago that kept harassing me. I put a long fucking 3 years of your hound dog fucking wolf pack shitting on me, harassing me, and I'm done. It will all go down. I've only offered last time about just, let's square this away. And then everybody else can deal with Forrest Fenn's murder. Oh, did I say that? If he was murdered, everyone else can deal with that. But you know what? I can't. I have to say, you have motive for murder, Shiloh. You have motive for murdering Forrest Fenn because you stole his treasure chest and lied about it. And he found out. Absolutely 100% fucking factual. And Shiloh, I tried. I tried fucking reaching out to you. It's a shame. When they look back at the videos, I have, was it George Wilson or some guy emailing me, which is probably one of your hound dogs. I don't know. Maybe he's real. But he's like, you know, I've downloaded hours and hours of your videos, and I'm going to make a collage about all of the times you picked on people. But don't forget to make it a collage about all of the clues, because that's going to be longer. All of the clues that I found about Forrest Fenn, the evidence, the hints, the quotes, all of those are going to be like a fucking 10-hour video showing what Forrest Fenn's actual the solution is. And it is amazing, folks. I hope somebody takes the time to do that. You have these people who are looking at the dark side of Ugly Dave or Evil Dave or Mad Dave. But look at the bright side, okay? That's what you should do. Look at the bright side of Dave Woodard. The real fucking good, jolly guy, the fun guy that got fucking screwed over. I'm the one that got fucking bent right over by Shiloh Old and got stuck up the ass and harassed for 3 years. So yes, you do whatever you want. You take all of my bad parts of my videos so we can show the judge, oh, look, Dave was mad again. Look, Dave said something horrible about somebody. Yes, because they did something fucking horrible. You know, you can only beat a dog so fucking much. And then he's going to come out biting. And I have whimpered at you. I have given small barks. Like, hey, stop. Let's fucking square this away. But you don't listen, Shiloh. You just don't listen. And you keep trying to protect the ugly fucking thing that you did. And now I know, my guess, you're going to go down for murder when this is actually investigated. And I feel bad, but that's what you fucking chose. And it's a sad day for Forrest Fenn because what he built, the amazing superheroes and hero dedications to every fucking everyday superheroes that are out in the world, that he wanted one of these guys to solve it. And I did. I was a correction officer. I'm one of those fucking heroes. And I'm going to be Forrest Fenn's last fucking superhero that saves his legacy and puts you in jail. Because that's where you fucking belong. I will put you in jail. Whether I'm alive or whether I'm dead. People will look back and go, Shiloh Old deserves fucking jail time. I can recommend a few prisons if I look in, like have my friends look into it. But I'm not even going to. You're going to try to go to a country club, which is fine. You're going to be in jail. Either way, Shiloh and Jack, multiple counts of fraud and perjury and fake documents. And there's so much else. Folks, when you realize it and you see it and how many people were involved, you're going to fucking freak out. But the Fenn bloggers, you were the ones I relied on to be a fucking hero. And you're not. Bill Gorman is a fucking disappointment. I'm sorry. I really hate to say it. I just reached out to him again today. And he drops the bullshit of stupid fucking comments. Because his fucking cement head can't get through the thought. Forrest Fenn made a treasure hunt about Superman. As I have gone alone in there. Palisade. A palisade surrounds a fortress, right? Fortress of Solitude. That very first clue right there gives you fucking Superman. The very first clue. But it also gives you, he went in alone. Solitude, Fortress, Palisade, alone. It's all fucking interconnected. You have to use your imagination, Bill. And apparently the only imagination you have is seeing faces in rocks. And it's sad. These other vloggers, it is truly sad. I've reached out. I've asked, I begged, I've pleaded, and I'm so fucking done. I can't drive stupid out of their heads. Bottom line. And sure, they're gonna get mad at me again because I solved it and I got fucked over by Shiloh. So they get mad at me for giving you the honest truth. So I swear to God, on my life, on I don't want to put anybody else's life out there. I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm dealing with my cancer. For those that care, I've started my my medicines, my injection, 3-month injection. I started for prostate cancer. Had the prostate out, it metastasized. So now they're doing the 1-2 punch. The second one is they're going to give me the medicine, some bacitrate something or other, and some prednisone. I'm going to be taking every day. But the other shot is for 3 months. Now that will go through my body, bring down the testosterone because that's what the cancer feeds. And I can tell you right now, folks, I've got some testosterone in my body. So they're trying to bring down the testosterone. And when my testosterone level comes down, I'll be a lot calmer in court. But that's when they'll start hitting me with the radiation to try to kill the cancer that's in my lymph nodes and hopefully nowhere else. So that's the status of me right now. I've got another couple months and then I'll start my radiation. So that being said, I feel fine. I've been exercising every morning so that I don't lose my physique and strength. So anyone that does care, that's a status on my cancer. So I'm fine. I'm just waiting to get to court. But my family, they don't need to be afraid. You don't need to be afraid. I am the fucking guy that solved Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. And I'm the guy that's going to take down the fraud. But I need backing from my family. And they do. They back me. But they're worried I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not going to get in trouble. I can tell you right now, folks, absolutely 100%. I've offered $50,000 cash way back. And nobody ever took me up on it. Actually, I can't say that. I do have a copy. Troy Barlow, Mr. And Troy, my heart goes out to you, buddy, because what happened to you shouldn't have happened to you. But it's not the Fenn family fault. It was, my guess, it was a random thing. But your son shouldn't have been murdered. And my heart goes out to you. But bringing it back to the treasure hunt, when Forrest Fenn said Troy Barlow is the search supervisor, it's because where you were looking, you had other people that were supposed to be helping you. He was busting your balls, Troy. He was busting your balls because you were going nowhere and you had these other people that were going nowhere with you. I know you think it's your solve up in Wyoming.
No, dummy. Okay, dummy. Before this game, you was just a plain dummy. But after the night, you be a broke dummy. Sold to the dummy with the black mustache.
But what kind of life is it being the wife of an old man?
What kind of life you think it is being the father of a young dummy? Dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy. Oh, no, you big dummy.
That Shiloh and Jack lied about 9 Mile Hole, and magically it's still in Wyoming at your spot. That's fine. My heart goes out to you, but you're wrong. Barbara Anderson was, Forrest Fenn said after, Barbara Anderson was the closest to solving his treasure hunt because she's looking at movie stars and she's looking at songs. Oh, Boss Skaggs is in his. Barbara, did you find Boss Skaggs? I hope you did. I don't watch your 200 plus videos, but Boss Skaggs is in there, and he has Jet Airliner for the pilot. He has Alone, the song. He has the Joker for the Joker, right? The 4 cards in a Joker, or 4 aces in a Joker, but also Joker, the villain in Batman. Barbara was the closest one. She did not solve it. A man from back east solved the treasure hunt. Barbara, and Jay Street does these spiritual journey videos. I could show you right now. This is all drama that Jay Street is bringing up with Barbara to take your minds off of what the real truth coming out of you. Jay Street is a piece of shit. Sorry. I've tried to communicate with him. He's a piece of shit that's trying to protect the bogus fraud that's going on. There's a lot of them. He's getting paid by Chase Inc. That's why you see Jay Street videos out now. Still, because Chase Inc. is still paying some of the fraudulent vloggers for their fake videos of shit that they're trying to just confuse people. So, folks, I'm going to probably let that go where it's at right now. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not a bad guy. I am a fucking great guy, and I've lost touch in the past 3 years. During my videos, you know what my favorite show is now that I watch at night? Suits. I can't wait to fucking get Shiloh in court. If you've watched Suits, great show. I'm impressed with it. I like the way the bantering goes back and forth and the mind games, because that's what Shiloh and I have done for 3 years. Shiloh knew he had to fucking come clean and end the treasure hunt before Forrest died, so Forrest would announce it. And he fucked up by doing that, folks. He really did. If you don't know the whole story, Dave Woodard is the reason back in 2017 that Forrest Fenn said, I have a gut feeling the treasure's going to be found by the end of December. Right? He said that. So, I had found the actual blaze, folks. Forrest Fenn hid a treasure chest full of gold and treasure. He wrote a book with a 9-clue poem. The 9-clue poem. The only way to solve the thrill of the chase precisely, you must solve the 9-clue poem. With subtle clues sprinkled throughout these stories, there's one person who solved Forrest Fenn's poem precisely. Me. Forrest said, read the poem over and over and over and over again. Look for subtle clues in the books from the poem. Treasure Hunting 101. If there's a secret in the poem, then you search the book for the secret. Forrest's secret was that special grave marker in Vietnam where he made a promise to that French soldier to please his ghost. This epitaph is what this treasure hunt was built around. The ultimate dedication to every single hero. Those words burned in Forrest's brain. Forrest figured out how he wanted to hide the treasure in plain sight and leave thousands of hints and clues in his books, but only if you use your imagination. Forrest figured out how he wanted to secret his cachet from a lifetime and love of collecting comic books. Forrest even told us what his secret was, Dancing with the Stars. Forrest even told us where his secret where was. The theirs are Palisade Sill. The bread is for Superman. The intrusion is for Palisade Sill being made up of intrusive igneous rock. So what is Forrest Fenn's true secret? This is Forrest Fenn's true secret. He created a secret dedication to all heroes, including dedications to the homely girl, grave marker, Superman, Clark Kent, and Aunt Esther. These were the two people keeping Forrest's secret. The importance of the very first clue leads precisely to Canasta. These were the two people keeping Forrest's secret. And they're both dead as Canasta. Snapshot this because it's Forrest's Canasta. Forrest gave us many, many hints to look for Lois and Clark. confidence in a Maverick is Maverick's wife's name was Lois Clark. While the clues are absolutely reliable, it might take 900 years, his 900th year issue of Superman.
My power.
Lana Lane is flying. Hundreds and hundreds of Clark Kent and Superman hints. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Great, right? Forrest melded Canasta into a new character, Canasta. Read this. Now read this. This is why Forrest Fenn named his treasure chest Indulgence. Faster than a speeding bullet. The imagination of a 13-year-old comic book reader. That's what Forrest Fenn was. Hundreds of Superman, Clark Kent, etc. hints. Here's a couple Aunt Esther hints. She was always with hat. She was always with the hat. Bella Abzug's mother's name was Esther. Bubba Bexley was a character on Sanford & Son playing alongside Aunt Esther. Aunt Esther is great, but I need to go back to Superman. Bullseye, where the treasure would be, has a story with Mighty Mouse, a red-caped superhero at the Bullseye. The story with Douglas MacArthur. His final address to the cadets at West Point, where he had been both cadet and superintendent, amply illustrates the point. Try to picture him in your mind now, tall and straight and commanding. Solving the poem is the only way to understand the clues hidden in the thrill of the chase. The epilogue tells us what happened in the thrill of the chase treasure hunt, and where the treasure chest was located. The title to the gold is the title to his book. The thrill of the chase, Superman 1.61 is looking for Clark Kent at Palisade Sill. Epilogue, a section of speech at the end of a book or play that serves as a comment on or a conclusion to what has happened. The epilogue tells us the treasure was put in below Eagle's Nest, homeward bound, at Palisade Sill, Cimarron Canyon. The treasure chest location was more than 8.25 miles north of Santa Fe. The treasure chest location was 8.3 miles from Eagle's Nest. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dave Woodard. I am the man who solved Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. What you've just witnessed is the actual solution to Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. It was found by me back in 2019 in July, and that information was hidden from the public. I'm tired of the bullshit from the Fenn community and the vloggers that don't know their ass from their elbow. I'm here to set the record straight for every single person out there that is wondering about Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. It's been a long 3 years of investigating, but what you've just witnessed here is the actual true solve of Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. His secret the place that the treasure chest was located before it was moved and lied about in a different spot, which is actually fraud, folks. This is going to be hard for the world to swallow, but what happened in Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt, 101, absolutely 100% fraud. Shiloh Old learned of the location, stole the treasure chest, and screwed over his own grandfather. And he screwed over me, the guy who actually solved this. Folks, you may not understand right now, but when you look into it, or when it gets looked into, you will see that there's thousands of hints and clues about Superman, about Aunt Esther, about Red Fox, about Maverick, and all those dedications that Forrest Fenn created in this treasure hunt around superheroes and movie stars. Now, what you're watching from some of the other channels, the other vloggers, like let's use Barbara Anderson as an example, she has a lot of the movie stars and songs that Forrest Fenn gave out in his books. That's great. If you want to learn about that, go watch Barbara Anderson's videos. You will see some of the things that Forrest Fenn created. His imaginative, creative brilliance that everybody pulls something different out. But kudos to her. She has movie stars and songs, but she missed the superhero part. She missed the secret that Forrest Fenn had. Greg Allen, the brutal truth. That man, he believes it's a secret garden. That's great. Good job, Greg. He's wrong. Barbara Anderson's wrong. Shy Guy is wrong. Josh Jordan's wrong. Every vlogger out there does not have a clue about what the real solve is, or they would have joined my team. The team of superheroes. Now, not to discredit them, because they all have amazing solves. But the thing about their solve is it's not right. That's the thing. There's one guy that solved it. I stepped forward. I just showed you the actual solve and how it works and how simple it is of Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. And the location that the treasure chest was
Put
at.
in below the home of the Browns, Eagle's Nest, at Palisade Sill, a row of wooden stakes or tree trunks, as in the epilogue.
And Forrest Fenn said that in his epilogue. That's why I've done this video. This is the epilogue, folks. I'm done after this. I will be in court after this video. If you have not watched my other videos to see if I have any credibility or not, you can watch how much of an asshole I am and see the credibility. Because no matter how much I act like an asshole, no matter how much I pick on these vloggers, no matter how much you don't like me or you think that, okay, this guy's all right, he might be all right, I'm the guy that solved Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. And I'm the guy that got screwed up the ass by Shiloh Old and then by Jack Stuef impersonating me. Because Jack Stuef stepped forward as the actual finder of the treasure chest. Folks, everything you've seen from Shiloh and Jack and Zoe and Cynthia Meacham and Carl Summer and Justin Posey and all of these other idiots that have joined in with them, it is all fraud, cover-up, perjury, lies, false documentations entered into court. And that's, folks, this is why you've seen so much. Well, actually, you haven't seen it because what they try to do, they keep it minimized. You don't see any news reporters at any of these court hearings, do you? They do not want this in the news because as soon as it goes into the news outlets and they get involved, there's billions of people out there that are going to see the brilliant solve that I brought forward with evidence, with factual information, with geographical evidence. It is all there, folks. I have Forrest Fenn solved. If anybody has any questions, I'm the guy to see. Not Shiloh Old. Shiloh Old is old news. He's the one that committed the fraud. He's the one that's going to go to jail. And there's a lot of people that have umbrellaed under him, helping to protect the fraud. I put videos out. Carl Summer, their lawyer, is familiar with them. Now, folks, if you believe that Forrest Fenn, a war hero, a man that had a genius creativity to bust people's balls, to have fun, to enjoy life, to live, to do many thrills of the chase, which is what he talked about in his books, and he says it in his videos. There's many different thrills of the chase.
One clue. So I doubt that I'm going to be the person who finds the treasure chest.
Well, don't give up. It's the thrill of the chase.
It is the thrill of the chase.
Well, that man was a comic book collector, and the thrill of the chase was trying to collect Superman #1, which was his favorite comic book magazine. Now, in his books, he has a bunch of different comic books that he brings up, but he has thousands of comic book characters hidden throughout his stories, which is amazing. So that's an awesome part. I'm not even going to go through it here. I've already gone through it 1,000 times, and then some. So this video here is to let folks know this is the epilogue. This is the video that's going to end any more confusion in the Forrest Fenn vlogging community, in the Forrest Fenn community of regular folks and searchers who are looking for answers. If you were looking for an answer on the $3 million or $2 million, or because they screwed everybody over, $800,000 or $1 million treasure hunt, I have the answers. 100% fact. I am going into court representing Forrest Fenn that he gets screwed over by his own family, and he gets screwed over by his grandson tremendously, and Jack Stuef. Folks, all I ask you to do is look into their side of their answers, their non-answers that they've given everybody. It's been 3 years now. Now, I've done 3 years of investigating, and I can tell you, absolutely, Forrest Fenn revolved this treasure hunt around Dancing with the Stars. Characters are Aunt Esther and Superman. The homely girl, for his dedication and his honor to that French soldier, pleased his ghost and smiled at a homely girl. Forrest Fenn brought in Aunt Esther for Ken Esther. Kent and Esther are Ken Esther. That's what he did. He created a ha-ha-ha moment for his own made-up character, which is Indulgence comic books. If you look up Indulgence, they create their own characters out of two superheroes and mash them together and create a new supervillain. Well, Forrest Fenn basically did the same thing. And that's why he called his treasure chest Indulgence, because of comic books. Every single quote, every single thing that Forrest Fenn said, and so many clues, all lead back to comic books and connections to all of the things that he loved when he was a kid. All of his heroes.
Heroes show us we don't need to be perfect to do what's right. It's not about living without fear, but facing injustice. It's not about being powerful, but finding your calling when you least expect it. They show us it's okay to be vulnerable, no matter how tough you are. Because even though they're heroes, they're still human.
I'm so high, I can hear heaven. I'm so high, I can hear heaven. Oh, but heaven, no heaven, don't hear me. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. I'll hold on to the wings of the eagles. Watch as we all fly away. Someone told me love would all save us. But how can that be? Look what love gave us. A world full of killing and blood spilling. That world never came. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. I'll hold on to the wings of the eagles. Watch as we all fly away. Now that the world isn't ending, it's love that I'm sending to you. It isn't the love of a hero, and that's why I fear it won't do. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. I'll hold on to the wings of the eagles. Watch as we all fly away. And they're watching us. They're watching us. As we all fly away. And they're watching us. They're watching us. As we all fly away. And they're watching us. They're watching us. As we all fly away.
Ever been in a position when you're always asking why? Thinking that your tears will never dry. Every time that you glance at the sky, your mind's there, but you know you don't got the wings to fly. You feel the wind gently touching your skin, and the voices from within are yelling you shouldn't try. But you're not listening, on your face is a grin. You take the chance even if you shoot into the ground. The world says no, but you say yes. Don't let the negativity take over, do your best. The road you're paving causes feelings that are hard to express, but I promise you that at the end lies the success. Your chest is heavy, all the burdens you carry are slowly taking a toll on your mental inside. I want you to give me a promise and you to truly be honest, that giving up is never going to be what you decide. I know that you've been running your whole life, walking through the darkness with practically no light, feeling depressed, under pressure, a low life, like there's no one to help you to get through all the cold nights. Look in the mirror, tell me, what do you see? A person climbing to the absolute peak. Don't need excuses, cause you are now weak. chin up and be the very best you can be. Hero, you are a hero. 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 Listen to the rain falling onto the windows, taking the whistles that appear as the wind blows. Remember as a kid for the ringtone, you had a great speech. Tell me, what did that kid know? He knew that failure is a part of success. He knew the lessons are what makes you progress. He knew your quest would put you under the stress, but he also knew the hunger that you truly possess. You've been a great one, still is what you're made of. You've been the same one ever since day one. Became a legend, haven't even finished phase one. Imagine what you'll be when you reach the main one. Predictable how one moment you're on the ground, and the next one you're flying high above the clouds. It's true, the higher you go, the longer you fall. But no matter what happens, you truly need to be proud. I know that you've been running your whole life, walking through the darkness with practically no light, feeling depressed, under pressure, a low life, like there's no one to help you to get through all the cold nights. Look in the mirror, tell me, what do you see? A person climbing to the absolute peak. Don't need excuses, cause you are not weak. So chin up and be the very best you can be. Hero, you are a hero. 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 It's time we all reach out for something new. That means you too. You say you want to lead us.
His football heroes. I've found new ones when I've looked back. I should do it here. I have so many that are so cool when I look up something. To give you an example, I won't even give you any examples. I've given so much. I'm going to save it for the judge, because Jack Stuef, Shiloh Old, and Zoe Old, and Kyle Summer absolutely know that I'm the guy that they screwed over, and I'm not going to take it. And you folks shouldn't take it either, because in reality, when you realize you may not be able to comprehend that the actual horrendous thing that Shiloh Old did to every single one of you, but until you get it through your head, there's three things that matter, right? The treasure chest, and then the location of the treasure chest, and the 9 clues that bring you to that precise spot. That right there, the 9 clues, they do not have. I have. And they cannot come up with anything that will match what Forrest Fenn did over a 15-year span. And if you didn't hear that at the beginning of the other video I did, or this video, because I'm going to have this at the epilogue on my Thrill of Disgrace, because it is a disgrace. What Shiloh Old did is an absolute fucking disgrace to his family, to Forrest Fenn, and then all of the people in his family right now are protecting him from that disgrace. So that's disgraceful too. I've asked them to come forward. They will not come forward. This is a video where I say I am going to court against them. 100%. I can tell you, whether it's slander that they want to take me to court, or whether I finally find a lawyer that has enough balls to go up against these guys with an absolute 100% fail-proof case of fraud that is ultimately the biggest fraudulent treasure hunt in our lifetime. So, folks, I pick on the vloggers, but those vloggers that have no clue, they stood up against Shiloh. They've complained. They know something's wrong. but they don't have the answers that you're looking for because they don't have answers. When they realize that I'm the guy, I am the man from back east that Forrest Fenn gave his kudos to, and he gave credit, and Shiloh Old shut him down for that. Forrest Fenn, everybody knows that was in the treasure hunt originally, knows the man that Forrest Fenn was. And the last 3 months, he was shut down from giving out any information. And the information came from Shiloh Old, Jack Stuef, Zoe Old, and Kyle Summer, and Cynthia Meacham, protecting him. And the idiots, vloggers, that are still blaming Forrest Fenn right now. You are so fucking gone. Forrest Fenn has been gone for 3 years. Okay? It's at the end of August. He died in September 7th, right? So he's been gone 3 years. And you're blaming a man who's not here. There's something fucking wrong with those people that are blaming Forrest Fenn. Because I can tell you, absolutely, Forrest Fenn was innocent. And he got fucking screwed over up the ass just like I did. So I'm going to represent Forrest Fenn. And I'm letting you know it's going to happen. Somehow we're going to get to court. And whether it's all of them taking me to court or whether it's me taking them to court, it doesn't matter. I've already contacted the FBI. They should be involved. They're not yet. I'm already sure they're not. I've contacted the Attorney General. I've put in a complaint of fraud. I haven't heard anything back. It's been months. The Attorney General's office should have been doing something to look into this. If they haven't, shame on them. They're not my concern. What my concern is, the judge that I go into court with in New Mexico, in Santa Fe, against Shiloh Old for lying about the final location of Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. That's who is my concern right now. And if nobody's done their job in the Attorney General's office, then shame on them. They've been given the warning. They've been let know. I let them know what is coming down the line. Because if they can't fathom that Shiloh Old and Zoe Old and Jack Stuef have absolutely no 9-clue solve, they have no location that they want to give out specifically because there's no clues that lead to it, folks. There have been lies and upon lies about second chests, which is bullshit. Shiloh Old created a second chest or got a hold of one. And where do you think that 18th century chest went to? Rudy or whoever, that Justin, somebody. I don't even pay attention to those names because they won't let me in their sites. And the other vloggers don't talk about me still. They still don't bring me up. You know why? Because they're still getting paid by Shiloh. They don't want to lose their channels. Well, they can all fuck off. They're all my friends after this. If they want to apologize, I have no problems with them. They're just they're a little gone. That's all. All the vloggers, the Forrest Fenn vloggers that think they know everything, don't know a fucking thing. And I tell you that straight up. They have no fucking idea where the end was. They're guessing. There's one man, and Shiloh Old knows it's me, and he's scared shitless that we're going to go to court. And we are. But what's going to happen with these dumbass vloggers, the big dummies? They are going to be part of the class action suit. Okay? Because they've stood up. They want answers. And I want to give them answers. But they don't want to hear answers. So that's their problem. They don't want to listen. They don't want to investigate. They want to be the ones. They're not the ones, folks. If you're watching any of the other vloggers, you're lost in fucking thought. Because that's all they do. They all say, I wonder why this is happening. How come Forrest is doing this? Forrest is fucking dead. They don't fucking get it. They're lost. If they're blaming Forrest Fenn, shut the fucking channel off. Okay, folks? They want the truth, but they don't want to accept the truth. So, what does that tell you? Are they stupid? No, they're not stupid. I like to call them stupid or big dummies because, you know what? That's what Forrest Fenn would do. Just like he called Why Must I Go, Troy Bilo, the search supervisor because he's not going to go anywhere with the search. And he's disappeared a little bit, right? Because in the video the larger video I've just showed of this, it shows that Troy Barlow has contact with the family. And the family wants to use his solve because he's so hell-bent that he's the right guy. They're going to pay him to use his solve instead of 9 Mile Hole. And they're saying it's big medicine wheel. They have committed so many lies, and they're bringing in these cement heads to back them up. Because Troy, my heart goes out to you, buddy, but you're a cement head. If you think that your solve was right, and they tried to make it believe it was 9 Mile Hole, you're so fucking far off. I'm sorry, but they're big dummies. And again, that's a red fox. Forrest Fenn, smiling at a homely girl. That's on Esther. And Red Fox picked on her, called her ugly in every show. And I could pull out so many on Esther connections in the books that the judge is probably going to want to shake my hand. I'm the fucking guy that's going to be a superhero going down in history, saving Forrest Fenn's legacy. And the folks that don't believe that, that's too bad. You will see it. You will see it in a marvelous movie. Because that's what this will be. Some kind of marvelous movie. And Forrest Fenn knew it ahead of time. Forrest Fenn said this would make a marvelous movie. It's about superheroes, Marvel characters, DC characters. And Superman, Clark Kent, was a DC character. Aunt Esther was a DC character. Maverick, comic book. There's so many. Black Widow, Hulk, Captain America, Submariner. He has Pied Piper, and I could go on and on. Green Giant. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And I have in my videos. I don't need to do it here. We are all fucking done. If you're listening to the vloggers, sorry for you. If you want the truth, I'm the guy. I'm the guy that stepped forward. I'm the guy with 20 years of law enforcement, credible service, not like Leanne Sanders or Sandler says, every comment. I've listened to their bullshit for 3 long years, and I'm done. And you folks should be done too. If you're not ready for answers about Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt, and you want to wander the woods for 25 days with Jack Stuef and get no answers, from the vloggers, then keep doing what you're doing. But there's going to be a group that's going to go, you know what? I am going to fucking step up, and I'm going to be one of Forrest Fenn's heroes. And Doug Preston disappointed me. You want to know what Doug Preston's involvement is in the books? For the Codex. The Codex deals with comic books. Look that up. That's what that is. And the Bighorn Medicine Wheel is Bighorn comic books. And he said, Lazaro. San Lazaro. Lazaro is another comic book character. Every single thing that Forrest Fenn brought. Rosetta Stone, comic books. Albert Einstein, comic books. It all revolves around comic books because of Superman and his love for comic books. When he said get back in the box, I had an hour-long video of 5-second clips. And some of them got lost when I screwed up my phone. So that video's not coming out right now, but I'll do it when I know I'm going to court for the judge, probably. But there are so many comic book connections throughout Forrest Fenn's stories, and hidden ones, and hidden stories inside his stories. This is a whole backstory of Forrest Fenn's imagination of how he loved these comic books and the stories and his heroes. There's hundreds of heroes that he put throughout these stories, folks. And I hope I don't offend people, But you have to realize there comes a time in someone's life when they go, shit or get off the pot, right? Now it's time for Shiloh to shit or get off the pot because I'm on his ass and I am going to take him down. Now either fucking come clean with the Attorney General or I will be going for $20 million. And then the class action suit from Greg and Barbara and Frank and Josh Jordan, they all know you screwed them over. But they think that you screwed them over. You didn't. You screwed them over in a roundabout way. But the actual guys you stabbed in the back were Forrest Fenn and me. And sadly enough, after you stabbed them in the back, we all know the story that's going to come out about what might have happened after that. Because you wanted to protect your ass, Shiloh. And you fucking screwed over 500,000 people. And I'm standing up for them. Whether they like it or not, I'm the fucking guy that is going to come forward after your ass. I've already told you before, you don't want to deal nicely, then we'll go to court. And I'll be ready. I have so many fucking clues that are evidence. Every little piece of fucking clue. And you guys know, the 8.25, that was huge. That was huge. Folks, what you're seeing now in Shiloh Old, Zoe, Kyle Summer, Cynthia Meacham, you are seeing that empire fucking fall. That is crumbling. What they had for tightness against me, when I started coming out with actual factual evidence, not just the imagination of Forrest Fenn, because when I found that treasure chest, well, actually, I can't say I found the treasure chest. What I can say, absolutely, is I found the location. I found Forrest Fenn's secret. His secret cross that made canasta. That was his backup plan for somebody to find. When Forrest Fenn said, leave somebody in the parking lot. When Forrest Fenn said, the last clue will be in the parking lot at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. That's what he's talking about. He gives you a clue. It's in the parking lot, folks. The treasure chest was 12 feet from the parking lot. Those are your aberrations that live out on the edge of the parking lot. Aberrations are stars, constellations, or whatever. Those are the movie stars that are living out on the edge of the parking lot. And the aberrations are visual. When you look at it, it changes. Like it I've seen the pictures. I know what it means. Look up aberrations, all of the definitions. He was exactly right about Kent and Esther being the aberrations. And my aberrations videos, that'll answer it right there. Go back. All my memoirs are in my videos. And I plead with you folks, if you want true answers, I may not have had it exactly right and have changed some things because I learned along the way. Because Forrest Fenn got screwed over and we never got to connect because Shiloh kept him from me. Now, you remember in December of 2019, Forrest Fenn was waiting for an email from that one man. I'm the fucking guy. I'm the guy from back east that he was waiting for that anonymous picture. It wouldn't have been anonymous, folks. I had another backup treasure I was going to bury as soon as I dug up that treasure at Palisade Cell at the Kent and Esther Cross. That beautiful dedication to that French soldier and every other hero. And if these vloggers are too dumb to fucking see that, then they can stay fucking dumb. I'm all done playing with them. Again, there comes a point in life when life is too fucking short. And Forrest Fenn was taken out too early. I can tell you that right now. I don't believe he died of natural causes. Many people probably don't. The pictures prove that. But that remains to be seen. So, Shiloh, you will be hearing from me at some point. Kyle Summer, I'm still waiting, buddy. You told me 2 months ago you would take me to court in 7 days if I didn't my videos down. I'm still waiting. They do not want me in court because I will take them down in a fucking heartbeat. And I need a lawyer with the balls that's ready to do it. So, folks, I'm done sweating my ass off here because it's fucking hot. And I just got done the funeral for my uncle. My mom's funeral is next Saturday. My mom passed away week after my brother's services a month ago. So I've had a lot going on. I apologize I haven't put videos out for the people, the folks out there that love my videos. I know. I can tell you right now, I'm blocked from getting any of the great comments. And I know there's some people out there with some great comments. And I want those folks to realize if I don't respond to you or you're getting these other shit feedbacks, I'm not going to give you shit feedback. I can tell you that right now, unless you're giving me shit. Then I respond. What comes around goes around. But the actual great, amazing people out there that know about this solve, like the Gardner Fire Department, they know, they're Team Dave. Nobody has somebody to go to as an ultimate, this guy knows what Forrest Fenn created. You all think that it's Shiloh, but it's not, folks. Shiloh's a fucking moron who stole the treasure chest and has no fucking answers for anyone. And Candy, I know that you said some shit to me. I forgive you. Because you don't fucking have a clue that Shiloh would do that. I didn't either at first. But then when you realize what really happened, maybe he'll tell you the truth. It'll have to be under oath, but he's not going to do it. They've lied. They've put in false documentation to block and hide the cover-up, the scandal of fucking enormous, disgusting thing that Shiloh Old did. And I'm going to fucking fix it. So, Forrest Fenn, thank you very much. This is your dedication, man. I'm fucking here for you. If the other vloggers want to jump in, step up, man. Forrest Fenn got fucking screwed. He did such an amazing thing to help out people. And yes, you had your searchers who went way far beyond what they should have done, because he said from the beginning, don't go anywhere an 80-year-old man wouldn't go, which would be in the parking lot where the treasure chest was, if you figured out the right clue. And that is number one clue. Not number two, which is the map, begin at where warm waters halt, which is number one in the map. You have to understand Forrest Fenn speak. And if you don't fucking say you do. Because I'm the guy that solved his poem. I'm the guy that found his secret. I'm the guy that found the blaze in 2017, where he had the gut feeling. And I'm the guy that left Cimarron Canyon right before the fires, and Forrest Fenn said his gut feeling is wavering. Because he knew that I had backed off a little bit to fucking reevaluate. But when I found that cross in 2019, and I told Forrest Fenn, Shiloh Old fucking learned about it within 2 or 3 months, and he stabbed Forrest Fenn in the back. If you folks can't get that, then tough shit. This is the tough love video. I don't like being an asshole, and I'm not. I feel like a guy on Suits. That's what I feel like. Because I'm dressed up in a fucking a Hugo Boss suit. And I feel pretty good. And I've got a lot of compliments today. So when I get to court, I'll have a few Hugo Boss suits. But I'm going to have, you know what I'm going to have behind me, Shiloh? Let me show you. This is what I'm going to have behind me. And they are fucking ready to take on your puny little fucking disgusting ass about what you did to Forrest Fenn. That's what's going to happen. We are coming after you. And it's probably not going to be 10 million anymore. I'm probably going to go for 20 because I have a lot of people that I want to take care of. A lot of people in fucking need. And I hear these stories and I can't help them. And I want to help them. And you know what? I fucking deserve it. And whether I get movie rights or not, or you want to try to pull your bullshit, all of these vloggers that are on NDAs, you can take those NDAs and shove them up your ass. because they're no fucking good. They had you sign the NDAs to cover fraud. And if you want to keep covering the fraud, you can go down with them with your little NDAs up your ass. That's where they're going to be. Because all of these vloggers that know there's been no fucking answers from Shiloh. And aren't you fucking tired of it? I'm so tired of it. No answers from Shiloh Old going through Kyle Lazar's and K-Pro. Why aren't they going through a news agency to give out this information? Because nobody gives a shit anymore. Because they fucked it up, and it's so disgusting and sad, and this community and vloggers that it's become, that everybody hates each other. It's so fucking sad, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be a community of happiness and finding more clues that I haven't found. But the vloggers, the Forrest Fenn vloggers, do not want to join me. I'll go on my own, and they can start their lawsuit afterwards, because any lawsuit that's going on with the Forrest Fenn family is not going to go through. McCracken, Coombs, all of these people that are trying to sue the family do not have Forrest Fenn's solved. They don't know what happened. I've explained everything. That's it. I've explained everything in my videos. If you don't want to watch them, don't watch them. If you want the truth, if you're really ready for the truth, and you can stand me, I have a lot of videos that I'm not in. You can watch those. But again, I didn't like myself back then, but I like myself now. And I've liked myself before that. And I liked myself as I was in the treasure hunt. So I'm going to put out one more video after this that shows when I was at Palisade Cell back in 2016, or I think it was 2016. My girlfriend at the time, we did a little video. I explained how the first clue worked that brought you to Palisade Cell. And that was way back in 2016. Then it's learning everything after that. But finding Forrest Fenn's secret and not knowing everything else in order. I knew the poem. The poem brought me to the treasure chest location. I let Forrest Fenn know. He let Shiloh know. He told Sasha Dent now, that somebody's really close. Like they found a clue that is there. So Sasha knew, but Sasha doesn't want to step forward. Those NDAs can go right up their ass. I've told them that. They can take me to court. I don't care. I'm not fucking wrong, and I'm not going to get in trouble. I don't care what anybody fucking says. You may say, Dave's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But I can tell you right now, when you are so fucking right about something, and you know it, and nobody listens, you have to get louder. You have to squeaky wheel it. Well, I'm squeaky wheeling. I've already tried. My lawyer now told me, yeah, you got fucked. My therapist I went to at the beginning of the year to make sure that I was okay. My therapist, I think he felt like I got fucked over too, but he couldn't say it. But he says, we don't need to keep coming here. Because I'm not fucking crazy. I'm the guy that solved Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. And I'm the guy that's going to take down that fucking empire that's already crumbling. And if the Forrest Fenn community of amazing people want to stop, you want answers? Come to my videos. Because I've got the fucking answers. The Forrest Fenn miniseries, a great one for information. And I have it all, folks. Any other questions or answers, you come see me. You don't go to CalPro and KP and whatever the fuck they are. You leave them alone. They don't know they're covering fraud. Maybe they do know. They got, Jesus Christ, I don't know how many coins, gold coins they've received, and they don't want to sell. They have their comic books they got from Forrest Fenn's vault. They got their coins from Shiloh, from my treasure chest. Everybody else, and Greg mentioned it. Greg from Brutal Truth, Alan, you said all of these gold coins went to certain individuals because they're getting paid off fucking fraud money. If you can't figure that out, Greg, you're really fucking behind the times. And I hope that you guys pull together with Barbara, Because Barbara's a big fucking influence that started this whole thing. If she didn't call fraud right at the beginning, it would have been me eventually, because I would have found out. Because I knew Forrest got fucked over, and I knew I got fucked over by the dates. I have the dates. I have everything, folks. I have everything to give the judge actual factual proof. And if you don't think that The Thrill of the Chase, the title to his book, was the way to find the title to the gold through the title of the scene in Superman 1.61, Thrill of the Chase, was Clark Kent. You're looking for Superman. In the looking for Lewis and Clark story, you're looking for Lois and Clark. This all connects with imagination. But the factual stuff, the thrill of the chase, title to his book is The Thrill of the Chase, scene in Superman. You're looking for Superman or Lois Lane or Clark Kent. On that cross, you have Clark Kent. But if you look up Maverick's wife, right, it's Lois Clark. You found, if you have the confidence in a Maverick, you look up his wife, Amelia Earhart was an impulsive Maverick. She had a letter in her story about her significant other. That's what Forrest Fenn says. I'll use her to explain my story, or to use her as an example. He took her as a Maverick. She talked about her significant other. Maverick's significant other was Lois Clark. Do you get the connection? Forrest Fenn has millions of these connections that are awesome. I will give you that when I was going to give you at the beginning. Way back in the third book, at the end, Forrest Fenn, when he went to the party or whatever, he talked about Elvis Presley, and he said Elvis saw some lady for 7 days or whatever. There was somebody he talked about that he saw, but he says, for some reason, I can't remember her name. But why bring her up, right? So if you look up Elvis and then you look up some of the ladies that Elvis saw, it was Lois Lane. Bella Asbug's mother's name is Esther. Eric Sloan, he gave a personal dedication. Eric's public dedication is in Kent. He talked about the Bishop's Riddle. It's an abbey in Kent. All of these connections I fucking found. All your Kents, all your Esthers, all of your Lois Lane. You know, I still haven't found a lot of Jimmy Olsen. And I know he's out there. Somebody mentioned it. But I found a ton of Red Fox. Red Fox is easy. And then you have, Skippy, the comic book. June is a comic book. Silver is a comic book.
Flame of purple fire, like the crazy
was about comic books, folks. Superman. The ultimate fucking superhero was Forrest Fenn's dedication to every single hero. And I found them. They're amazing. There's a ton of them. And there's a ton more to be found because I've only done 3 years. He did 15. And this is in between. I did 3 years of investigation in between creating 2 businesses. A beanbag business for cornhole with some awesome beanbags. I have some fucking awesome beanbags that I'm getting ready. I need to get that business started. Fun bag. And also a salad dressing business I started in the meantime because of my cancer. So, folks, when you try Dave's dressing, it's fucking phenomenal. I love it. I eat a ton of it every day. It's 100% organic, and it's all cancer-fighting ingredients. So, everybody that's tried it loves it. They want a bottle. I've gone to my doctor's office for an appointment. The secretary, I gave her a sample. She bought 2 bottles right there. Folks, this is really good stuff. And hopefully you look at my videos on YouTube and see the Dave's Dressing videos. That's another business I'm waiting to start. And I stopped DJing, but I had so much going on taking care of my mom and everything else that's gone on. But my mom's passed now. My brother's passed. My uncle's passed. My father has passed. There's still a lot of people in my family that are going to see me complete this. And they're going to know. They're not going to be afraid anymore. My family does not need to be afraid that I'm going to get in trouble because I got fucked over. That's so wrong. And every fucking searcher, when you realize you got screwed over, there will be a class action suit against Shiloh Old, against Carl Summer, against Zoe Old, against Jack Stuef, against Cynthia Meacham, and Justin Posey, and Dan Barbarisi, and Cal Lazars, and K-Pro. There are so many, so many. And Dal Neisel, either you fucking step up, and Doug Preston, step up, man, or you can go down with it. But Shiloh Old has paid a lot of people to cover him under that big umbrella. But you know what? That umbrella has actually it's got about 9 holes in it right now, if I'm not mistaken. Because Shiloh Old is going down in history as the biggest fucking treasure hunt, theft, fraud, cover-up, scandal, a piece of shit in history. And I begged him to fucking come forward and admit it. But you know why he doesn't admit it, folks? Because of the mysterious death of Forrest Fenn that's going to get looked into. That's why. That's why they don't want to take me to court. That's why they don't want me in court. But they're going. Either way, no matter what the fuck happens, I'm going to see them in court. And I'll state my case. And it's Forrest Fenn's case. So again, I'm here for Forrest Fenn. I'm going to be the fucking jolly guy that I am. And I'm fucking happy. Because this is done. I don't need to subject folks to amazing clue after clue after hint after hint. There's so many, I'm just going to save them for the judge now. And if the Attorney General, you finally want to get involved, that's great. You think it's very interesting stuff. But I'm hoping you're doing your homework behind the scenes. Because Shiloh Old and Kyle Summer, if they have not gotten a hold of the Attorney General, then shame on them. I've asked for mediation through the Attorney General, and we just square this away. But they don't want to do that, folks. They're going to push it right to the limit, and then they're going to fucking slam me with 1,000 different... They're going to try to bury me with a bunch of different lawsuits, paperwork, bullshit. That's my call. You're going to see that so that they can fucking try to keep smoke and mirrors going until I pass away. But I'll keep taking my medicine, and I'll go to my radiation treatments, and in 2 or 3 months, hopefully I get the clean bill of health, and I'm in remission. But if not, I hope the Fenn community and the Fenn bloggers realize what really fucking happened here. I don't mean to pick on you guys, but I'm telling you right now, a disgraceful, disgusting fucking thing happened, and you guys should be stepping up for the righteousness of Forrest Fenn. You say you do, but you're not. You're doing it for yourselves, and that's the fucking difference. I want you to join in on the right team with Forrest Fenn, but you don't want to do that. You want that fucking glory. You want your channel. You want your 8,000 views. More power to you. I have nothing against you. You've been misguided. You've been lied to, and you're trying to make up your own answers. Good luck. I wish you luck. All of the vloggers, the Forrest Fenn vloggers, the community, there's a lot of amazing people in the community, but there are the scabs from Shiloh that have infiltrated with Chase Inc., with Discord, with all the bullshit. Shiloh has a ton of scabs that are in the Forrest Fenn community. And it's sad because you don't know who to believe out there. That's why there's all this discord and disagreements and arguing, and Barbara's taking Greg and to court, and Steve Street. It's all such bullshit. Are you guys ready for it to be over? Because you're going to be sitting in the fucking dust of your own little Fenn vlogging community of not knowing a fucking clue while I'm going to court with the real solve. Step up, or fucking step aside. But either way, get the fuck out of my way or join together behind me. Whatever you want. None of you wanted to join me? Well, it's time. I've just given you the solve at the beginning of this video, and now I'm heading to court with it. And I know there's going to be a lawyer that's going to go, this is an easy fucking case. Forrest Fenn, the amazing war hero, came up with a treasure hunt revolving around the greatest fucking superhero there ever was in American and the worldwide fucking history of Superman. Everybody knows who Superman is. And Superman is my other guy on my other shoulder. Forrest Fenn's on my right shoulder. Superman's on my left shoulder. And fucking Aunt Esther's on my elbow. And Red Fox is on my other elbow. And Maverick, fucking right in fucking my right hand. There's so many Dancing with the Stars that Forrest Fenn included under his canopy of stars. Do you remember that, folks? The treasure was found under a canopy of stars. Yes, I found fucking Maverick to know Maverick Creek. You're up a creek without a paddle. That's what he's talking about. Don't go down to Maverick Creek. But you need Maverick Creek to solve it. I have that fucking poem. I have all the 9 clues. So watch it. Watch it in one of my videos. I've done it multiple times to try to explain it differently. And as I've learned better. And now with facts about Superman 1.61. You're looking for Clark Kent. You're looking for Lewis and Clark. And you found Lewis Clark with Maverick's wife. So now you know you're fucking looking for Superman, Lois and Clark. And folks, Forrest Fenn's treasure was put in below Eagle's Nest. That's what the epilogue is. That's why I did this video. The epilogue tells you what the basis of the story was. Forrest Fenn says it in the epilogue, and he shows you the field of stumps. And in the back, there's a row. Specific row of tree stumps that is called a palisade. And you have Eagle's Nest up above in the moon, right? The crescent moon. You have Eagle's Nest, which is above Palisade Cell. Put in below the home of Brown. Your next clue is Palisade Cell from there. It's beautiful. That's what Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt is. I have it solved completely, 100% factual evidence, 8.25, the 2.0 miles distance. I have the 30 miles to the target. You have the red cape with Mighty Mouse next to the bullseye in the rocket through the cactus with the cross. You have the little cross under the canopy of stars, which is a story that brings you from his area, his second home, down to the cross. Forrest Fenn placed these little stories inside specifically. Surviving myself is surviving by myself at Palisade Cell. That's what that story is. And every other story has meanings like that I've already given. But Flywater, he's explaining Palisade Cell, those secret places that mean so much to him. That he's talking about Palisade Cell. Folks, thank you. I appreciate you watching my videos. Again, I apologize if I come off or come across as an asshole. I am. But yeah, I am. But I'm also a fucking nice guy. So I want people to know I got fucked over $3 million. And then the glory. And then the movie rights. And then everything. So much. And then harassed for 3 years. I'm done. I'm done fucking taking it. I'm done fucking taking it from the vloggers who don't know fucking shit. I'm telling you right now. You guys don't know fucking shit. You know jack shit. But you don't know anything about what really happened unless you watch my videos. And I've asked you, I've talked with you, I've come on your shows, you just ignore it. You want everybody to be equal. That's fine. All of you vloggers can be equal in the lawsuit that you all joined together for. Okay? But myself, I'm the fucking guy. I'm number one. I'm the guy that Jack Stuef impersonated. Breaking a law number one, right? Impersonating another person. And he impersonated me big time. So, Jack Stuef, jail time. Shiloh Old, jail time. Zoe, probably jail time for how much she's controlled everything and she's still controlling it, folks. Fucking Shiloh, the little baby fucking guy from, what the fuck did I just do with that video? I've got some good fucking shit out there. But the Goonies, right? Little Shiloh on his little fucking scooter. That's what Shiloh is in this treasure hunt. He really fucking is. He has no power. It's mommy taking over with Kyle Summer breaking the law. I believe you. I really do, Kyle. I believe you've planted multiple fucking documents to cover your own ass because you're already screwed in and there was nothing you could do. You fucking went in on it with him. I really do. I really hope that you're not a dirty lawyer and you just have client-lawyer confidentiality. But I don't believe it. That's my own opinion. I think Kyle Summer is dirty. I know Cynthia Meacham is balls deep. She must love when I say that. But Cynthia, again, if you got tricked, then come forward. Say, you know what? I don't believe Shiloh anymore. Come forward. Or just sit back, wear your little happy little Forrest Fenn bracelet that was mine. Wear it. Wear it for the time being. You can even destroy it because you fucking hate me. Whatever. I don't fucking care. You are all going to pay for the ugly fucking deeds that you're doing right now to the people that don't deserve it. The 500,000 people. I can take the bullshit. I was a CO for 20 years. I had to take bullshit. In our job, that was our job. That's why we live an average of 18 months after we retire. Because our job of stress. So I've already dealt with stress for 20 years. 3 years of you fucking pukes, I can deal with. I don't care. But you fucked over 500,000 people. And Cynthia, you stepped right up on top to fuck over and still keep it going. You keep going the fraud that people don't deserve. You want to keep protecting Shiloh and Zoe and suck up to them and get paid by your coins or your rings or your jewelry. Why do you think it's so fucking quiet, folks, about this auction? Because they know that they're not supposed to be doing this. And they're thinking, we got to fucking get away with it. We got to get rid of everything. So it's all gone. There's nothing they can come back on. Well, you know what? I've got the fucking solve. I've got the 9-clue solve, and I've got every answer for every clue that's sprinkled through Forrest Fenn's books, and I've given it, and I've come up with more. I do have more. I gotta say that. I do have some amazing things that I've already found. But you folks, you can look for superheroes in any, if you've had a question and you go, oh, I wonder why this, then look up comic books, or you're going to find it in comic books, you're going to find it in superheroes, you're going to find it in Aunt Esther, you're going to find it in Bubba Bexley. That was fucking amazing. That one, he called his brother called Forrest Bubba. And the Simpsons, right? The grandparents, but his other grandmother, Elizabeth, or maybe it was the same one, I don't remember. Elizabeth, it's a big one, Elizabeth. And then Lana getting thrown up in the air by Skippy. Lana flying through the air. Superman, the poem that Forrest dedicated to Peggy. Look, I looked up in the sky. I saw a robin flying by. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No. Look, up in the sky. There, Courage wears a crimson coat. There's so many fucking Superman innuendos in there. I don't even need to get into them. And those were the obvious ones. But the other hidden ones that I found, Red Fox, and I just found Lois Lane. I was wondering where I was going to find her, but I already found Lana Lang. And then there's Stan Lee, right? You just saw that if you watched the long video. That was fucking amazing clue. Great job for us. I knew Stan Lee would be in there somehow. He would get him in, and I found it in the third book. Because I'm only mostly concentrated on the first and second book. Stan Lee is in the third book, hidden as Stan Lee. So it's not Stan Lee, but it's the same dates. The dates, everything is so critical. Angel Fire. I have Angel Fire for Fred Ferd's story, right? With the lady. For some subliminal reason, we'll call her Angel. Because he's talking about when she builds a fire, Angel, and it's Angel Fire. These are all clues, folks. These are all amazing fucking clues for Angel Fire Mountain, where Agua Fria Peak is, all the way to past the War Memorial on Route 64. 64 is in the book, over to Eagle's Nest, which is literally called the home of the Browns. You can't get any fucking more home of Brown than home of the Browns. So it's an amazing fucking treasure hunt that's been lied to 500,000 people and the rest of the world. So you guys need to step up. It's time to at least get a gathering somehow. Somebody say, you know what? This is where I expect Greg or Barbara or Frank or maybe one of the other jamokes to come forward and go, hey, we need to fucking get together because we did all get screwed. Or you're just going to look like fucking total idiots the rest of your lives while I'm going to court with the actual solve. You're going to go, yeah, how many watchers do I have right now? You don't fucking have any because you don't have anything to give them. I'm not trying to shut your channels down. That's not what I'm trying to do. But when you finally realize that you're going to get more viewers by going behind me and saying, hey, we backed this guy, Dave. Dave's the fucking right guy who's standing up to Shiloh. All these other guys, they don't know who to go after. They're trying to go after Jack. They're trying to blame Forrest Fenn. They're in the wrong fucking direction. Shiloh Old, that's your number one fucking piece of shit who stole the treasure chest from all of us. We all make decisions in our lives. And those decisions, sometime in life, have a detrimental effect on whatever happens for the rest of your life. Shiloh Old dug up that treasure chest for Forrest Fenn or behind his back. Either one, I don't give a fuck. He dug it up and he kept it and didn't tell Forrest Fenn. So Forrest Fenn, if Shiloh Old told him it was gone, Forrest Fenn was waiting for the email that he thought he should have got. But I didn't dig it up, folks. And that's in my videos. If you want to know why, that's why. They're in my videos. I don't need to explain it here. What you need to know is that the actual true solve has been given out. The actual answers have been given out. every quote, everything that I have, I've given out. And I've been told I've given out too much. Doesn't matter. This is my memoirs. I can put in my memoirs whatever I want. That's my memoir. So I am speaking my mind. I am telling you right now, 100% fucking accurate. Shiloh Old stole that treasure chest. You can not believe me? Whatever. It will be proven because they've got nowhere else to blame. And if they have some other fucking dumbass who's stepping forward behind Jack to say he's the guy, he's a fucking moron. Stepping forward to jump in the middle of fraud. They're really paying this guy off. That's how bad they don't want that bad exposure. They're going to fucking give all of our money away for the class action suit and for my lawsuit to these people to try to protect themselves. And another false document is going to be another guy going to jail. So I can't wait to hear who this guy is from back east that's going to step. Actually, it's Troy. I think it's Troy. Really, folks, because Troy is like in Jersey. Yeah, you from Jersey? Troy's from Jersey. Yeah. So Troy's going to step up as the guy from back east, and they're going to try to say he was the one that had it solved, but Jack got the treasure at Bighorn, but it leads to all the things in San Lazaro. This is going to be beautiful, folks. I can't wait to see their 9 clues. We're waiting, but I know that Troy has a lot of stuff to do, so maybe he can't respond in this video, or he's going to respond as crap because he doesn't fucking, his cement head won't understand that he's been lied to. He's being pulled in to cover their fraud and paid for it, and he's admitted it already. All of these dumbasses, Kyle Lazar's, K-Pro, Troy, Greg, they're all getting paid money from Shiloh. I don't fucking trust one of them until they turn and say, Dave's right, I'll back him. Or Shiloh's the one behind it. And say, yeah, if they can't see Forrest Fenn's amazing fucking true solve that I have, then shame on them. They deserve the dumbness, the big dummy that I fucking call them. They really do. They, after this video, if they haven't taken the time to really fucking watch it, then fuck them. They deserve what they get. You can't fucking tell a person, you're gonna get burned, you're gonna get burned, you're gonna get burned. There's a fireplace, and they're fucking dancing with the blinders on right around the fire. What's gonna happen? They're gonna get burned, right? Eventually, they're gonna go, people are gonna go, Greg, are you fucking dumb? This guy was telling you for 3 years that he's the solver, but you didn't want to look, you didn't want to listen, you don't want to listen to anybody. Well, everybody's fair, everybody's even. Yep, I don't believe you, but mine's the solve. Well, all of you other Fenn vloggers, good. I wish you luck. I wish you health. I wish you fame. Your fame on your channels with 200 views, just like I've had because I've been fucking blocked. But you know what? This is going to get beyond the Forrest Fenn community because people need to know the truth, and I'm here to tell them. And you need to do it quick, folks. If you're going to pass this around, do it quick because I'm on a timeline. And I would like to do an interview with some brave news reporter or vlogger, and not the Chase Inc. one there, Brandon, whatever the fuck his name was, that cavalry, some fucking stupid cavalry video that Shiloh hired to do a bunch of, but they knew they had to get me because they're like, oh, Dave's really crazy. Let's put the crazy one in there. So you'll notice that I'm in the cavalry one. X marks the spot. You're fucking right, X marks the spot. If you look at the geographical map to Cimarron Canyon, the new rock and the old rock separated with an X at Palisade Sill. That's your X on a map. Forrest Fenn got it all fucking correct. Everything, if you had a good map, you'll know where to go. And I'm the guy that knew where to go. So the folks that don't believe it, I'm sorry. Get ready because people understand. And the judge is going to know this is the truth. This is the real story. So take it or leave it. Delete my swears if you'd like. George Wilson, you want to take all my bad things I said, make another collage or video with snippets of how bad I am, yay for you. You say you care about Forrest Fenn, yet you're protecting Shiloh, which is a fucking piece of shit who screwed over Forrest Fenn. You can't have it two ways. You're an asshole if you think that you're protecting Forrest Fenn and you've been told that you're wrong. And I will tell you that under oath. I will swear to a fucking Bible. Absolutely. I will swear on anybody's life. My life, people in my family, I will swear on a Bible that I am telling you the truth of what happened here. And I'm ready to go to court. And there will be a lawyer that'll take it. So I'm done. Thank you. I am Dave Woodard. I am the true man from back east that Forrest Fenn said solved his treasure hunt precisely. Just like he said in his book. If these 9 clues were solved precisely, you could find the treasure chest. I found the location. Shiloh dug it up for me. And Shiloh fucking sold it all. What's that tell you? He's got to be the one to answer. Shiloh is the number one guy, folks, that has all of Forrest Fenn's answers, right? It's been 3 years and he's giving you diddly fucking squat shit. It's time to push him. And if you don't push him, I'll be the only one doing it again. And I'll be the only Forrest Fenn superhero that's going against fucking Shiloh Old. So, vloggers, step up or shut the fuck up. That's what I get to say. And when you apologize, we can be friends. I have no problems with anybody who was fucking duped and you think that something else happened because you're guessing. But it's time for reality to set in, vloggers. The Forrest Fenn vloggers. Time for reality to fucking set in and you smarten the fuck up. All right? It's time. Just get off your fucking stupid high horse and realize that you didn't solve it. You have some amazing clues and they will fit. They will fit to Forrest Fenn's comic books, superheroes, Secret Garden. That's the mirror dimension that Greg's in. Greg's in the mirror dimension from Marvel, which Forrest Fenn brings up in his books. And Barbara is in the under the canopy of stars. And Shy Guy, I don't know what his solve is. It's a rock somewhere. It's good job. Great job, all of you. Josh Jordan, amazing job, but you got lost fucking 10 years ago when Amber and Kendall took your treasure in 2013. You're wrong. You're all wrong. Join the right fucking team. The superhero team. You guys, this is your last chance. This is your last chance to become part of the Avengers for Forrest Fenn. Because my Avengers team is going to be fucking amazing. If you want to join with them or with me, you're running out of time because I'm fed up. I'm fed up with the dumbass fucking comments from Shiloh Scabs, and it rolls over into the vloggers and Troy. Troy, again, I hope you get closure, man. But if you're bringing forward your solve as the actual place that Shiloh Old is going to say that was the location, if you're joining in on fraud, Troy, keep this in mind, Troy. This is a big decision. If you're joining in with Shiloh Old to say that the treasure was at Bighorn Medicine Wheel, the 9 clues line up precisely. You better be in for one hell of a fucking fight. And you better have everything answered, which you don't. You don't have it, Troy. Don't make the mistake. All right? This is my heartfelt explanation to you, Troy, to do the right thing here. If you're using your solve, if they are taking it, trying to use it now instead of 9 Mile Hole, 9 Mile Hole has become a fraudulent cover-up scandal. What do you think's going to happen with Bighorn with your name on it? You better fucking really think about that. Netflix, my buddies at Netflix. Did you get a solve? Did you get a 9-clue solve from Shiloh to make some documentary? Or is it, what would it be called? Cockumentary or, no, a mockumentary, right? It's a mockumentary on Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt? Are you just interviewing old searchers? or because Jack must be in that mockumentary. Netflix, you've been fucked over. If you continue, I heard this the last day of shooting, so you guys are fucked anyways. But Netflix, I've tried. I've been blocked. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get into the right venue where the right person's going to see this video. And just at the beginning to know exactly what Forrest Fenn's secret was. That's the clue, folks. That's the thing that not any fucking person on this earth, on God's green earth, has Forrest Fenn's secret. Or knows it, except for me. I'm the guy that found Forrest Fenn's secret. And I didn't know who Kent and Esther were. That's where I got fucked over. I didn't know who Kent and Esther were. I found Forrest Fenn's secret. I thought it was another clue because it's still in the middle of the poem. So I was like, I got to go home and reevaluate this, which is fucking wrong. I had my things that were going on, but I knew the treasure should have been safe. And Forrest Fenn confided in Shiloh Old. That's the only person he would have confided in. And Greg Allen, you said you have some copies or emails of something where Forrest Fenn didn't trust Shiloh Old. If you're really legit, send them to me like I've asked you to. But you haven't sent them, Greg, have you? You're too worried about your own channel. And that's fine. Eventually they'll come up. Somebody with some balls that wants to be a hero will step forward and give me those emails where Forrest Fenn didn't trust Shiloh Old. Shiloh Old is the one that blocked him. That's why. So if you can't understand that's why Forrest Fenn didn't trust Shiloh, it's because after the announcement, June 6, 2020, that's when Shiloh Old fucking took over Forrest Fenn and brought in Mommy and said, hey, we got to fucking shut him down. And they did. They really, really shut him down. Down to nothing. So, Greg, if you can't understand that's why Forrest Fenn didn't trust Shiloh, that's why. Forrest Fenn knew that Shiloh was bringing in Jack. He's like, he didn't trust him. Shiloh fucked him over. And the evidence is there. It just needs somebody to come forward with one of the three things. Okay? And this goes out to Shiloh. Shiloh, you have the location. I have the solve. You have nothing. You have fucking nothing but the chest that you stole and fucking sold it illegally. Fraud. I'm going to get the lawyer to tell me all the different things you're going to jail for. Digging. You guys cut the fucking log out of Wyoming. Forrest Fenn talked to people go to jail for digging a hole. You dug a hole, made a fucking hole, stuck the treasure chest in, did secondary pictures in 2021, and then cut the log out for evidence, and then took the whole fucking log out because you said, we can't have any of it there. You guys, that Yellowstone and the FBI, that was Shiloh Old, okay? That was Shiloh Old with probably Carl or Doug Orm or Jack. Jack was fucking running for the hills a long time ago. But I've got all your answers. The FBI, the Attorney General, and my lawyer, who I haven't hired in New Mexico yet. I've already contacted one. I've sent some stuff down. I'm waiting back to hear. They haven't contacted me yet. There's a lot of information to look up. So if they're investigating it, good for them. If they don't want to take the case, they're not a very smart lawyer. Because this is a fucking slam dunk case. I have the evidence. They have no evidence. Who wants to go against that, right? That's why they don't want me in court, folks. So if you know a lawyer in New Mexico that is willing to make... I was willing to settle for $10 million. I believe that I'm going to up it now. Because if the estate has $60 million, well, they probably have 30 now, all the payouts they fucking did to cover up fraud. But those people, we can get that money back. So your class action suit, Greg, Barbara, and Frank, that right there, your class action suit can go out to all of the different people who put their name in on the class action suit. But you guys can orchestrate that. I'm not going to be here. I need to fucking show right off the bat that Shiloh Old is behind fraud, which I'm going to do. And if you vloggers don't see that yet, then there's something fucking wrong with you. I say it again, but I will shake your hand after it's all done because that's the kind of guy I am. I forgive. But I've gone on too long with Shiloh and Zoe and Cynthia and the rest of the fucking shitbags. I've gone on too long. I don't forgive them. In my heart, for Forrest, I'll forgive them. But I'm not going to back down. Fuck no. I got screwed over. I took it up the ass. And I'm ready to fucking take it back out and throw it at them. So that's what's going to happen. I am taking Forrest Fenn's 9-clue solve and going to court. And this, I'm not doing another video for a while. I need a fucking break now. I knew I had this long video I wanted to do. And I'm done though. I've explained so much. And Forrest Fenn, war hero, what he created got flushed down the toilet by his own fucking family. And their lawyer, I believe, created their false documents and helped them with their false documents. I've already seen a statement by Carl in an email that he sent to somebody that he physically saw Jack Stuef come on June 6th. Carl Summer. Now, I have the copy of this. Carl Summer saw Jack Stuef come June 6th and tell him that he handed him the chest, or however the fuck that story worked. That story doesn't make sense, folks. None of it makes sense. None of the dates, none of the things that Forrest Fenn said with what they say. There's a difference. Forrest Fenn's honesty, their fucking deceit. That's what everybody's listening to for the past 3 years. They shut Forrest Fenn down as soon as he said, a man from back east, and then it was done. That was the end of Forrest Fenn. Literally and physically. So, I'm done. Folks, I am Dave Woodard. I'm the man who solved Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt. You will see me in court soon. I thank you all. I know there's a lot of great, amazing people out there. Again, if you try to contact me, I don't receive the messages. I'm sorry. I will answer any of the amazing questions that you have. You can send, if you found a clue about a superhero or comic book, send it to me. I would love to. I get excited when someone else has found them. And along my 3 years, I've seen people find them. The Bishop's Riddle, someone else found. But he didn't know why, but he knew the Bishop's Riddle. And someone else gave me Lois Clark. They said, look up Maverick's wife. There's a lot of amazing people along this whole journey that have found Forrest Fenn's secrets and clues and amazing connections of comic books, superheroes, Superman, Aunt Esther, Red Fox, the Canopy of Stars, folks. That's what it is. The hundreds that he brought in his books, and everybody he brought in his books has a connection somehow to any of those main characters. Clark Kent, Superman, Lois Lane, Aunt Esther, Red Sanford, Bubba Bexley, Elizabeth, all of them. They all have connections somehow to something, or all of his clues about inside the canyon, which is what shows in the epilogue when he said under Eagle's Nest in a palisade, the row of trees underneath. That's the ending, folks. That's where the treasure was. Okay, so maybe the lumberjack means something, or with the axe that might have a meaning towards something else. I'm sure there's a lumberjack comic book, but that palisade in the back, that's what gives you Palisade Sill, folks. The hint of riches, new and old, with the X at Palisade Sill in Cimarron Canyon at Palisade Sill. The Fort Sill, which Palisade Sill. The Fort Clark, which is Clark Kent, Palisade, Fort, Clark Kent, Fort, Palisade. It's all fucking interconnected. All of his clues. He gives you Palisade Sill. That's why there's different layers. Layers. Watch my layers videos, folks. That's what gives you all of the different things that Forrest Fenn pulled in. So there's one person that solved Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt precisely. and I'm that fucking guy. And I'm stepping forward, and they can all fuck off. I'm going to take them all down, with or without the help of the Forrest Fenn blogging community. Hopefully with it. But I don't see them. They're too hell-bent with blinders and their heads stuck in the sand like an ostrich, walking around like sheep. That's what I've called them, because they can't accept the truth. So what I have to say to them?
Snap out of it.
You can't handle the truth.
Snap out of it.
That's what I had to say to them. And hopefully they can handle the truth. All right, folks. I love you. Take it easy. Have a great day. And I'm doing all right with my cancer. I'm fine. I'll be good. I'll hang around a long time. I'll just keep doing the things I'm supposed to do. Keep my good diet that I've been having. And I'm getting healthier every day. So, thank you, folks. Take care of yourselves. I will see you in court soon enough. And looking forward to some great comments. Hopefully I hear them soon. And hopefully they come through. All right. Take care. I'm the man from back east, Dave Woodard.
come on, come on, come on. We're gonna get it now. Hands up if you're ready for a fight. Say, come on, come on, come on. We're gonna win it now. I don't need you to believe in me. I know how to change my destiny. Sit down, about to rewrite our history. Rewrite our history. Rewrite our history. We can change the whole world. Gonna take it over. Gonna start it over. Don't you know that we could be a new beginning? Fighting to a winning. Tell me that you're in it. Don't you wanna be a superhero? A superhero. Superhero. Don't you wanna be a superhero? A superhero. Superhero. Anybody could be. Anybody could be. Anybody could be. Rip it off, show the symbol on your chest. Say, come on and show the world who you really are. It's not enough to be better than the rest. You gotta take it to the top and make yourself a superstar.